Hello everyone and welcome to yet another recreational programming session with Mr. Zozin. So today we're going to be looking into Web Audio API. Right. So we already have in browsers, we already have an audio HTML tag. Right, but working with the audio HTML tags is not particularly convenient. This is something that we were doing in our game, actually, right? So the Coil multiplayer game, right? So when you need to play a sound, what we literally did for each individual sound sample, we created a separate audio tag, and every time you need to play a sound, we just say to that tag, play yourself, right? Go play yourself. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but let me crank up the audio, so maybe you will be, yeah. Right. As you can hear, like it plays fine and stuff like that. But this is a very cumbersome way of working with the audio. Right. Real serious software developers, when they work with the audio, they want to actually have a really fine-grained control of the audio to the level that they want to be able to manipulate the buffers of the samples. Right. You guys know what is the buffers of the samples? So essentially, sound is a wave, right? Is a wave of the difference of the air pressure. So the way audio is stored in the computers is that this wave of the difference of the pressure is actually sampled at regular intervals and measured. And then each sample is stored as a value. And then you send that information to the sound card, and sound card reproduces that wave of pressure, recreating the sound. Right. So essentially, when serious software developers work with audio, they want to be able to actually manipulate that buffer that contains these values, because they want to maybe apply some effects, or maybe mix them together, or maybe make it louder or quieter and stuff like that. You want to be able to manipulate all of that. Right, and unfortunately for the longest time on web you couldn't do that, but I suppose some time ago finally the developers of the browsers created some sort of a bindings to some internal libraries that they use in the browser, so you can actually do that in JavaScript. And today I would like to actually explore that, right? So it exists in the form of a Web Audio API. And if I understood correctly from reading documentation, it's exactly what it is, right? It allows you to work with the audio on a low level. It is a basis for different audio libraries and stuff like that. But since we're serious software developers, we're not going to be using any libraries. We're trying to understand how things work under the hood. So we're going to be exploring this low-level raw API directly. And I'm doing that for the sole purpose of then later using it in our game. As I already said, our game doing a very dumb approach, right? It literally creates just audio tags, hidden ones, right? So it just creates hidden audio tags because they don't exist on the page, and then just like literally presses the play button every time you need to play a sound. As far as I know, in the old web, long time ago, in the times of Internet Explorer 6, this is literally how the website would do that, right? So they just, yeah. In the old web, there was a lot of hacks, a lot of shady hacks like that. But these days, a lot of the low-level libraries that are used in a browser, they have bindings into the JavaScript. Right, so all of these extensions to the web standards is basically forwarding the bindings from the C libraries used in the browsers themselves, so you can also use the C libraries in JavaScript. That's basically the current trajectory of the web today. Right, so the web doesn't introduce any innovation. It's not like we couldn't do 3D graphic before web. It's not like we couldn't manipulate audio before web. We could do all of that way before web existed even. It's all already there. All of the code for doing all of that magical stuff is already on your computer. You just couldn't do that from shaded JavaScript in a cross-platform way. So the only innovation that the web standards are doing today, they're just allowing you to forward that beautiful functionality into your shady script. So that's the actual innovation the web standardization is doing these days. Just saying, right? So I'm saying that, I'm just realizing how fucking depressing that sounds. Holy shit. Because like if you think about that, right? So really, web doesn't do any innovation. All the innovation has happened outside of the web long time ago, long time ago. And it's just like only then we finally agreed on how exactly we want to access that beautiful innovation in this shitty fucking language that just happened to be installed on every computer, and that's the only reason we're using it. It's just so fucking depressing, isn't it? It's almost like the programmers just like forgot how to develop good software at all. And it's not like nobody gives a shit. It's fucking sad, isn't it? It's fucking sad. But anyway, so today we're looking at the web audio API. So, so I think the sound is a little bit too loud. Speaking of audio, I think the sound is a bit too loud. So let me actually maybe bring it down. 10 out of 10 intro. Thank you. I didn't expect it myself, honestly. All right, so let's read about the Web Audio API. It provides a powerful and versatile system for controlling audio on the web, allowing developers to choose audio sources, effects to audio, create audio visualization, apply special effects such as panning, and much more. And this is something that you do want to have in your game. So it involves handling audio operations inside an audio context, right? It's kind of similar probably to Canvas, right? So the Canvas has the Canvas context where you can draw shapes, and this thing has audio context. And it has been designed to allow modular routing. Oh, you can do some routing and shit. Okay. Basic audio operations are performed with audio. Oh my God. So we're gonna be doing blueprints and shit or something. Blueprints and code, which is kind of a bizarre way to say that, but because blueprints are supposed to replace code, but anyway, whatever. Is there any examples? A Slayer node, audio buffer source node. Holy shit. Okay, so this is very interesting. Audio context, you have inputs, effects, and destination. Okay, that's pretty cool. So audio web API target audience. Okay, so it's probably us. Can seem intimidating. The web audio API can seem intimidating to those that aren't familiar with audio or music terms. And as it incorporates a great deal of functionality, it can prove difficult to get started if you are a developer. I mean, if like who else do you have to be to work with a fucking API? If not a fucking developer. It's intimidating if you are a developer. That's such a fucking bizarre thing to say. You're working with application programming interface. And it's audio develop. Oh, okay. So they expect great deal of hyper specialization. Okay. It can be used to incorporate audio into websites and applications by providing atmosphere like future library. No. Do I want to click on this website? So it's probably going to be too loud. Loading. Enter.
A forest in Norway is growing. In 100 years, it will become an anthology of books. Every year, a writer is contributing a text that will be held in trust.
Bro, you're just playing video. Fuck off. Anyway, I get it. It's cool. I see. Is there any examples? Of this shit? So it's pretty much supported like everywhere, except maybe Firefox. Fuck Firefox. I'm using Firefox right now. Okay, whatever. Some things are not supported. So create a media stream track source or whatever. So basically, using the web audio API. Okay, so that's perfect. That's exactly what we want to have. Let's take a look at getting started with the web audio API. We'll briefly look at some concept, then study a simple boombox. It's beatbox actually. A boombox example that allows us to load an audio track, play and pause it, and change its volume and stereo panning. This is exactly what we'll need in our game, by the way. The web audio API does not replace the audio media element. But that's exactly the point I want to use it for. Freaking web! Uh, uh, so, like I said specifically, I don't want to use the goddamn audio tag, and that's why I'm using web audio. And this is it doesn't replace. Oh, I mean, they probably mean it exists in parallel. Oh, okay. So, but rather complements it, just like canvas coexist alongside. Ah, that's what I should have just read the to the end of the sentence. Okay, so they rage baited me. They fucking rage baiting me. Okay, anyway. Your use case will determine what tools you use to implement audio. If you want to control playback of an audio track, the audio media element provides a better, quicker solution than the web audio API. If you want to carry out more complex audio processing as well as playback, the web audio API provides much more powerful and fucking ChatGPT as sentences. It's just like I swear to God, all of that is generated by AI. It's just like it's so fucking anal to read. It's insane. A powerful feature of the web audio API is that it doesn't have a strict sound call limitation. A powerful feature, it does not have a strict sound call limitations. For example, there is no ceiling of 32 or 64 sound calls at one time. Some processors may be capable of playing more than 1,000 simultaneous sounds without stuttering. Oh, so it does mixing of the sounds itself for you. You don't have to mix your audio. Okay, that's actually very good. So I don't have to worry about this kind of stuff because some of the audio APIs require you to mix your sound yourself, right? They are incapable of playing sound simultaneously. Looking at you, SDL. Yes. In SDL, you can't really play two sounds simultaneously unless you actually write like manual code for like mixing them. I think there are some helpers that allow you to easily mix sounds. Right, so, but I don't remember the details of SDL, but I remember having some problems with sound in SDL. Yeah, there is SDL mixer. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for reminding me. There is like an SDL mixer and stuff like that. So anyway, audio graphs. Everything within audio API is based sound on a concept, blah, 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 whatever. Right, which is made up nodes. The web audio handles audio operations inside the audio context that has designed for modular routing. Basic audio operations that performs within nodes, which are linked together with audio routing graph. You have input nodes, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, context. So to be able to do anything with the web API, we need to create an instance of audio context. Then this then gives us access to all features and functionality of the API. Right. So what's going on? A base audio context is created for us functionally. Okay, whatever. So let's actually jump into this entire shit. It seems to be pretty easy. Once we have an audio context, I suppose we can easily just explore the methods of this audio context and figure out what it's capable of doing. So this is actually everything I needed, honestly. Right, so web audio API. So let's create index.html. Right, and this is gonna, can I just use something like, yeah, so does it? Oh, look at that. I know, it's not particularly convenient. So this is gonna be head, this is gonna be head. Right, so this one is going to be obviously body. So you have to do something like a doc type HTML, if I'm not mistaken, right? That's how we do that. I think that's how we do that. So HTML mode, yeah. So, and let's do title. Oh yeah, this is one. Web audio API. And I suppose you don't have to create any nodes. You can just start creating the audio context, right? So this is actually pretty cool. You know what? I think I want to actually use TypeScript because TypeScript will help me to easily navigate through the definitions of like audio context and other classes that are related to audio context and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to actually create an NPM project or something like that. Right, so let me quickly do that, chat. npm init, right, boom, 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 npm install TypeScript, and like save dev. Right, let's go. So what do we have? Node bin tsc, right? So we want to actually initialize the TypeScript project, right? And that should create ts config. So do I want to do anything here? I don't think so. I'm going to just keep it as it is. And I'm going to create an MTS file, right? So here is an MTS file. And in here, I'm going to say console log hello world. There we go. So and in here, I suppose I just want to go into the watch mode, right? And in the watch mode, it created MGS file, right? So which is exactly what I expected. That's pretty cool. So and in here, we are actually importing the MGS file. So let me just open this entire thing in the Firefox, and let's open the DevTools. What do we have in console? We don't have shit in console. What the fuck, bruv? Is that because it's MJS or something? Export declaration may only appear in the top level. Ah, so I think you have to do something like a type module, don't you? That's what you have to do. Thank you so much, Mr. Black, for Twitch Prime. Thank you. Yeah, type module. I remember this, Scheiße. Look at that. Are you fucking serious? Freaking web devs! Why are you ruining web development? The coolest thing about web development locally was that you don't need any freaking servers or anything like that. Freaking web devs. Fuck you, web devs. Anyway, so I can actually do Python script. Right, so with their course shits, so HTTP server 6969. All right, so let's go. We have to go to local 16. Yeah, hello world. Look at that. Look at that. Who developed freaking course? I'm swear to God, course was developed by the devil himself. Like it must be. It fucking must be. Anyways, at least locally would be nice. But it's safety, guys, and it's about safety. Think about the children. They don't even know how to use computers. Think about them. Anyway, so we've got this shit. Cool. So let me now maybe create an audio context, right? So there's gonna be audio context. New audio context. Do we have an audio? Did I think I remember disabling company mode. Did I disable? Yeah, I disabled the company mode for whatever reason. So let me actually fix that super quick. Do you have it installed? Yeah, it seems like I have it installed. All right. So new audio context. Is it just that? Was it just that? I think it was just that. There we go. So audio processing graph built from audio modules linked together, each represented by audio node. Right. So we have a base latency. You can create an media element source, HTML media element. So let's take a look at that one. So this one is very interesting. So I load sounds. Oh, wait. So wait. Do I understand freaking correctly that the relationship between audio context and audio text is the same as the relationship between the canvas context and image tags? That means I can have an image tag and then I can slap that image tag as an image. Yes, people say yes. Okay, this is actually pretty cool. So, yo, what the fuck? Right, so I can just... I want to try that. Wait a second. Right. I'm not reading any documentation. I'm going off of the just assumptions of what the fuck is going on, right? Right, so I'm going to just grab the assets from the coil, right? So we have assets in here and we have some sounds and stuff like that. So here's a bunch of sounds. And let me just copy paste these sounds in here. Right, and I probably want to just load them up. So how do I load them up in the coil? I don't quite remember. So it's a client MTS. So I think it was audio. Yeah, so there's the HTML audio element, but I suppose it is a media element. Right, so it's a more specific thing, but it's a media element nonetheless. Right, and then how do we load the sounds? I remember that, yeah, so we just do new audio. Right, so we just do new audio with the path to this entire thing, and new audio is the audio element. Okay, that's actually perfection. Right, so in here, I can just grab all of these things. Can I do something like this? Right, so here are all of the files. Then in here, I can simply copy paste them. We don't really need credits.txt, but the only thing we need in here is this thing. Right, so we have a bunch of files, as you can see. We can select them like so, maybe even just Can't really easily do that. But what if I replace this thing with underscore? Because the only thing I kind of want to do, I want to select their int. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. There we go. So can I now do const that name equal to new audio like that? Boom. Right, so I just loaded up a bunch of things in here. So maybe we're gonna go for the camel case. Right, so I think the camel case is going to look nice in here. So now, if I go to here, and I want to go to the network, and I want to refresh this entire stuff, so as you can see, it load. Nah, not really, right, so all of that is located within the sound folder. Right, so all of that is within the sound folder. Right, sounds. Right, and if I try to refresh that, it kind of... It didn't... Yeah, because I'm an idiot. Alright, so I need to bring all of that stuff back. And now that seems to be working. So we're loading all of the sounds and assets and stuff like that. So, and I suppose once I create an audio context, right, so an audio context, I should be able to play a sound. Right, so create media... But it just creates an element source. Right, it just creates an element source, but it feels like it doesn't mean it's going to play it though. Right, it doesn't mean that it's going to play it. Alright, let me try an interesting thing. I'm gonna try to print the audio context just to see what it's going to say, in the console at least. Right, so here's the audio context. That's pretty cool. So then, if I go here, create media element source, that is definitely going to be a source, right? Audio context source, and I'm gonna create a blast, right? So that probably created some sort of a source. All right, so that is the source, and let's print the source and look at it, right? So media element audio source node, that's pretty cool. Okay, we created that. So what's the media element? Has no inputs and exactly one output, and it is created using the audio context create media. Blah, blah. The amount of channels in the output equals to the number of channels of the audio referenced by media used in create. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So I suppose now we have to reroute this motherfucker somewhere. So it's an audio node. That means it should be possible to. Okay. So it has a connect, right, which means that I can just grab this entire motherfucker and say connect. But what can we connect it to? Can we connect this motherfucker to something like so there was a create media stream destination, stream source, get output timestamp. So what's the difference between, so okay, this is the source, what is the difference media? It just accepts different thing. Right, so the difference between that and that is that it accepts different input. It's either media stream or HTML tag. Oh, okay, so that means you can accept streams from event. I think I know what the fuck it is. It's when you're downloading the media stream from somewhere, you make a fetch request and you're receiving the chunks of an audio file, and you can actually turn it into media stream source and reroute it into the destination. Holy fucking shit, my friend, what the fuck is this advanced magic? Oh my god. And I suppose here is the destination node, and we have to create this destination node. So there's not that much information about this thing, at least in the source code of the types. So can we take a look at this stuff? So the method to audio context is used to create a new Look at this text. It really feels like ChatGPT generated. Motherfucker, I can read what it does from its name. Like, I mean, don't you think that I don't know that the method create media stream destination is used to create media stream destination? Who fucking writes documentation like that? It's just like, I can read the method. Fucking, like, why people do that? Why the fuck people do that? So fucking annoying. Anyway, associated with media representing, so media is created destination stream attribute. I wouldn't know, yeah. So in the following, no, don't show me example. I actually want to figure it out myself. I actually really want to figure it out myself. Right, so let's create media stream destination. And what's funny is that doesn't really accept anything, right? So this thing doesn't really accept anything. So let's actually just create it, destination of our nation. And can I now say source connect, right, so to the destination. Everything type checks, look at that. We're using TypeScript for a reason, so we can actually type check this entire stuff. This is fucking awesome. I wonder, by the way, I wonder by the way, if we can basically create nodes for all of them. Right, so maybe I can call this thing like a blast source. Right, so then later I can maybe even copy paste all of these things and just do something like that. So this is gonna be so this is source, and then audio context create media. Yep. For fuck's sake, there's something annoying about multiple cursors, honestly. Media, and it, boom, fuck, we lost the name. All right, so we're almost there, chat, and this is what I need actually. Okay, so basically we have sources for all of the files in here. In fact, we could probably even inline them. Who said we can't do that? Well, we can actually inline them, but besides the point. So we have destination, and I suppose that's it, right? So it's not going to play anything per se, right? It doesn't play anything. So audio context was prevented from started automatically. It must be created or resumed after the user gesture on the page. It must be created or resumed after a user gesture on the page. Blast. Well, I mean, it's not that critical of an issue, honestly. But thank you. So I suppose... Блять, сука! Блять, сука! Sorry. So I suppose we need to listen to some events. So was prevented started on Mac, it must be created or resumed after a user gesture on the page. Блять sound. Because remember that Minecraft video with like a disappearing house? It's that sound. It's actually that sound. I suppose, can we just like add event listener? And what kind of events can we have? So there's an event menu thingy. Global events handler, window events handler. So gesture. Right, gesture. Does anybody have any like a good suggestions for the event to do that on? Right, gesture. So maybe mouse move. We can try mouse move. A button on click. Nah, okay, sure. Let's create le button. How to create le button in HTML? On load. On click, add event. Is there something like a click on window? Okay, there is. So we can try to maybe put all of that stuff in here, like so. All right, so let's go. Did it play anything? I think it didn't play anything. So which is fine, right? So we don't want it to play anything anyway. So in the audio context, so we have also based audio context, and we can, oh, that's a lot of cool things. Wave shaper, holy shit. So in here, we don't really resume or suspend or anything like that. So let me try. So here is everything connected. And then I take audio context and I just resume this thing, and let's see what's gonna happen. Nothing happens, which is expectable. All right, so that's fine. What I want to try now, I want to try to take the blast source and maybe play it. There's no way to really play it, unfortunately. Right. There's no way to really play it. Let me see if there's anything interesting. So there's the audio node, so you can connect, but that's about it. It runs on click on a loading. Why are people talking about clicks and I don't freaking understand. Oh yeah, it runs a click. Yeah. Oh yeah. I already forgot. My mind already went into different places. yeah. I forgot. I'm sorry. All right, so that's cool. This is without resume. Right. So audio context resume. All right. So that's cool. Let's refresh this entire thing. Nothing happens as well. Okay, so that's understandable. We might as well actually maybe print something. Console log click. Right, so just in case. Right, so it does make a click, but it doesn't really play anything. So, okay. So in here we can't play that. Blast sound, right, we can't play that. Maybe resume, or maybe, okay. So I think I give up. Right, so what I was trying to do, actually, I was trying to see if I can figure out how to use this API without using any documentation or any examples, just going off of the types. But apparently it's not possible, right? So because, okay, I created the source node, I created the destination node. What else? Do I have to do something with the destination? Maybe I have to do something with the destination. Right, so play, resume, it doesn't really, wait, so there was a remove listening. Yeah, I didn't see anything, so that means I need to look into the examples, right? Right, so I have to look into the examples. Okay, so here is the using. Is that the using? Okay. So, okay, they create an audio, but I mean, we already create audio tags, you know, ourselves. Okay, so we figured out that we have to create an element source and stuff like that. Okay, controlling sound. All right. When playing sound on web, it's important to allow the user to control it. Depending on the use case, there is a myriad of options. I don't want to read this shit. Just give me examples, motherfucker. Okay. So, track. We already did that. Oh, wait. Audio context destination. Wait. Why does it have a separate... Why can you create stream What is this API? If you're supposed to connect the blast sound to audio context destination, why the fuck do you have this method that creates another... What is going on? What the fuck is going on for a stream? And this one is not a stream, it's an audio destination. So, okay, so this is how you had to connect that. Right? I guess. All right, so maybe now it will work? Nah, it doesn't work. Okay, so let's see what's next we have to do. Okay. So audio context suspended, we resume it, we'll always resume. Audio element play, but it's a audio. You have to play the original audio element. That's what you have to do. What? Are you freaking serious, my friend? Is that really what you have to do? What's the point of this API? I can just play it without any of that bullshit. Motherfucker. Okay, stream is over. This API is useless. Okay, I suppose it's for applying effects or something like that. Is that the point? Is that the point? Filters, maybe. Probably for filters and shit like that. And it's just like, okay, fair. I suppose. Fair. Effects, filter, mixing, stream audio, I guess. Yeah, okay. But, okay, so what if I want to play several of them simultaneously? Is there any way to do that easily? Maybe? I don't freaking know. So, yeah. Funnily enough, nah. It's kind of dumb, isn't it? I think it's kind of dumb. What about creating source, not from HTML tags, but from actual data, right? Can we actually do that? So some people actually suggest like a create buffer source, right? So I already see that. So create buffer source. Let's take a look at this entire stuff, right? Audio context, create buffer source. Okay, so you can create a buffer. So it's an audio buffer and audio buffer source. All right, so we have an audio buffer source node, audio scheduled source node. So audio buffer. And what the fuck is audio buffer? Oh, now we're fucking talking. This is what I'm talking about, bruv. Float 32 array. The array of goddamn fucking samples. That means, chat, in WebAssembly, right, I can do a similar thing that I did with images, right, where I just de-encoded them and concatenated them into the binary blob. I can take all of my sounds, uncompress them, and put them in a binary blob. And then, from Wasm, I can tell WebAssembly, create a sound out of this blob of bytes, and it will create a sound so I can store sounds within WebAssembly. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you so much, whoever actually suggested that. The rugged bear, right, so I'm gonna give you a VIP. The rugged. So this is cool, my friend. This is cool. This is exactly what I wanted to have. So I don't know, like we need to. How are we gonna be doing all of that? How can we test this entire thing? We can try to generate some sounds. Right, because I already did a stream, not really a stream, but video long time ago on my old channel, on my main channel, I would even say, where I was writing music in Haskell. Right. So, and the way I was writing music in Haskell, I was actually literally generating these samples, you know, float by float, and then playing them in A-play and stuff like that, and then showcase the math behind all of that process. We can use a similar thing in JavaScript in a browser to synthesize new sounds and actually play them. That's the thing we can do. We can synthesize new sounds. Right. So that's pretty cool. And this is probably something that we should try. So let me actually read if the destination really is what I think it is, right? So the channel number, yeah, so I suppose if you have two channels, the samples of the channels are going to be interleaved, right? So obviously, you also specify sample rate and stuff. This is so goddamn fucking cool, bruv. This is so goddamn fucking cool. This is probably something that we're going to be exploring today. Copy from method, interface copy. Destination, a copy of a channel's samples to. Okay, so thank you. That's the only thing, like I was opening this entire documentation specifically for one single word, which is a good indicator that the variable name fucking sucks. It should have been destination samples. Right? Imagine opening documentation specifically for one word that could have been just a fucking variable name. And those people are constantly talking about like a developer experience and stuff like that, developing more and more sophisticated IDEs to help with the developer experience, but they're incapable of putting just one single word into a fucking variable so developers don't have to go into documentation. So, anyways, now, you know what? I think I want to make a small break. Right. I think I want to make a small break and make a cup of tea. And after the small break, we're gonna try to do something cool, like generating, like synthesizing sounds, right? So I think that's a good plan. That's a good plan. So I think this API has potential, and we're probably gonna be using it in our game. So anyway, all right, we're back. So let's go ahead and try to create an audio buffer, right? So let's see, buffer. So this is that. I'm not going to be playing any of the sounds right now, but what I'm going to be doing is after I created the buffer, I want to just console log it. Console log the buffer. Console log the buffer and yesu. So what do we have in here? Okay, so this is the audio buffer source node. Doesn't really do anything, right? So it's kind of useless. So the audio buffer source. As you can see, it doesn't accept anything, so I suppose the data has to be shoved into that thing through the copy, right? So it has to be through the copy. So this is a scheduled source node, so by itself it's useless. So what you have to do, you have to take its audio buffer, right? Its audio buffer, and then copy something from channel and so on and so forth. Right, so copy from, oh, it's actually funny. You can, I wonder if you can use that to extract some stuff. Wait a second. So if I have an audio, do I have a buffer? Okay, so audio is a HTML audio element, HTML media element. Does it have a buffer? Buffered? No, it doesn't have a buffer. Damn. Damn. So yeah, so I was thinking maybe I can actually load the audio like this and then grab its samples and do something with them. That would be actually kind of cool, I think. And by the way, another thing that kind of worries me in here is that the audio buffer can be null. Ha! Are you for real? Are you for fucking real? So if I take a look at that, yeah, it is null. It is original null. So just creating it like that is not enough. One of the things I will have to do, I will have to create an audio buffer itself. But the question is, how do I create it? Okay, so I can create it like this. Right, so this is more like a source buffer, like buffer source. But what I want to do is actually just a buffer, new audio buffer. Right, so I can do that. But that's not enough because it wants to have this buffer options. And what the fuck are but? Okay. So this is sample array. But listen, maybe the buffer is actually created automatically if you try to copy. Copying is on the buffer itself, right? So it's on the buffer itself. All right, so let me just grab the options. Right, let's just grab the options and see what we can do in here. So you have to specify, this is actually kind of cool. This is actually kind of based. Right, the amount of, let's say that this thing, the usual sample rate, right? So I think the usual sample rate is usually 48000, right? So there's another one that is smaller, but this one I just remember off the top of my head, right? So that's very useful one. Then if we want to generate like a 1 second of the sound, yeah, 44100, yeah, that's another one. Might as well actually put it somewhere here. 44100, right, and just comment it out so I can switch between them. So let's say we want to generate like 1 second of the sound, right? So this is going to be sample rate. So that's the length. So this is the buffer that holds 1 second. And the amount of channels, I suppose we're going to just have one channel, but it would be nice to actually just have it in here. Yeah, honestly, let's factor out all of these values in here because maybe I want to be able to use them as I generate things. So as I generate things, I want to be able to use them. So here is the audio buffer, right? And yeah, that's about it. That's literally about it. And then after that, what I can do, I can copy from channel. Okay, so I can copy from channel, and this is the channel number. Wait, so do I understand correctly that it copies data into the destination? So it gets data out of the array, audio buffer. It gets data, it's not copy. Yeah, so like I think this thing gets data out of the audio buffer. That's what literally going on here. So method interface copies the audio sample from the specified channel. Okay. Okay, that's pretty cool. And a copying to channel, you can copy some data there. So method interface copies the samples to the specified channel of the audio buffer from the source array. Okay. So copy to channel. Let's take that, and so we need to generate the source, right? And how the channels are numbered, by the way. Channel number, the channel number of the current copy. If channel number is greater than or equal to the number of channels, greater or equal, that means they are numbered from 0. So that means the first channel is actually 0. All right, so this is going to be the 0th channel, and buffer offset, we're not going to be offsetting anything. So the only thing we need to do in here is to create the source, right? So it's going to be a float 32 array, right? So that's what we have in here. But then we have to, I suppose, you can't really create it like that. I suppose what you have to do, this also works, audio buffer get channel data. Okay, so get channel data. All right. Well, I mean, it was nearby. Whatever, doesn't matter. This is not what we're doing. We're getting stuff into the buffer, not out. Okay, so it has nothing to do with what I'm trying to do. I suppose the thing we need to do in here, we need to have an array buffer. Right, so we need to have a, though if I'm gonna create float 32 array, right, so what are the constructors? Okay, so I can have a length, I can specify the amount of samples, right, so it's gonna be basically length, right, so this is the source, and this is that. Okay, so afterwards, finally, bro, I can generate some sounds. Right, I can generate some sounds, and the question is how we're going to be generating all of these sounds. So I completely forgot how to do that, so I'll have to figure it out. Alrighty, so I'm going to close the chat because it's going to be backseating when I'm going to be trying to do that. So yeah, essentially, what's the like a frequency of the base A sound. Like I forgot, it's something 448. Yeah, it's 448 or hertz. It's kind of insane how Google is just like useless for all of that. So this is how many times you have to repeat the period per second. Right, so this is how many times you have to repeat the period per second. So interestingly, what we want to do, we want to maybe iterate each and individual sample in here. Right, so that means I'm going to be going from 0 to maybe the entirety of the length, right? So this is basically the length. This is the like sort of the sound that we're going to be generating, and so we can actually transform this value from, so we can divide it by length, right? So this is basically what we do. We divide it by length, and that gives us value from 0 to 1 within the second, right? So it's sort of like a normalized value. Maybe I'm going to put it like S, right? So this is basically S. So we can put that straight into the cosine, right? So this is straight into the cosine. But that is not a single period per second. A single period per second is going to be 2 pi, right? So it's basically math 2 pi. A single period of cosine is going to be from 0 to 2 pi. And that's why we're multiplying it like that. If we want to actually do that several times per second, I suppose we have to divide it by this thing, right? And that's going to be our sample, but that sample is actually from -1 to 1, and I don't remember if that's the samples are allowed in the audio buffer, but maybe they are. Right, so maybe it's from -1 to 1, right? So this one, yeah, so it should be fine. Let me see. I probably fucked up somewhere here, but I'm not sure if I care. I think it's totally fine if I fuck up. All right, so everything seems to be compiling, and I'm gonna try to maybe refresh this entire thing, and I'm gonna click in here. Right, so do we have anything within the buffer? We didn't even. So yeah, we copied some stuff, but I mean that's about it. All right, so when I created the buffer source, how do I assign a buffer to it? Do I just assign that buffer there? Right, so buffer source, buffer. Can I just assign it? It's not read-only, right? I suppose it's funny how it doesn't accept any parameters in here. All right, it doesn't accept any parameters. Maybe it doesn't even need to, right? So it goes off of the just buffer. Right, it goes off of that just buffer. By the way, I think I should not be dividing it. I feel I should be like basically multiplying it. Yeah, because it will speed it up. I think I should be multiplying it, chat. Yeah, I think I should be multiplying it. All right, because it will make it go faster. Because yeah, it should be multiplication. All right, so this is the buffer source, and then what I want to do, I want to actually connect buffer source to audio context. Audio context destination. Then we're gonna resume, and since we were playing the blast play, what we have to play now instead is the buffer source, but doesn't have a play. How, like, do I play the buffer instead then? How do I fucking play it? Wait, start? Web devs, are you okay? No, okay. Understandable, actually. I'm not okay either. It's fine. It's fine. It's a crazy world we're living in. Everything's gonna be fine. Right. So I suppose that's okay. Go. Everything seems to be compiling. Everything seems to be in order. I'm not putting on any headphones because I want to protect my ears. I don't care about your ears though, so we're gonna actually crank up the volume. I'm joking, by the way. I'm not gonna do that. All right. So let's actually refresh. And did I fucking first try this shit? I don't remember any theory about the music, and I just like figured out from the base principle. Oh, I really fucking holy shit. GG's, literally GG's, holy shit. My god. Let's fucking go. Wait. It was actually went higher. It was probably actually rewriting this shit. Okay, I see. We can do something interesting now. We can do like a scale. Right, so essentially length, we can say, okay, a play maybe several nodes per second, right? So we can introduce something like nodes, and we're gonna have 7 nodes, right? So this is a 7 nodes. That means the length is gonna be sample rate divided by nodes. And interestingly in here, so this is basically the second, like this is the current second. Maybe because of that I should have actually called it time, right? So this is basically the time. And we play in different nodes per second. So that means the current node is floor T. That's the current node that we're currently playing. Right, so this is the current node. And this is going to be like a for 8. Right, so I'm gonna put this thing in here. A for maybe it's not a good thing to call it. Let's call it base node. Right, so not even base node, but base node frequency. Maybe HZ, right? Base node frequency. And right, since this is the current node, we can probably compute node frequency. I don't remember, like, if you want to find the next node, right? So if you want to find the next node, what you have to do, you have to, yeah, thank you. Yes. I do remember that it is weird like that. You have to just multiply it. Yeah. Chat, stop saying things I want to copy paste. By the way, I think I can go to YouTube, right, and find, music in Haskell. Reject all. I'm rejecting you. Music in Haskell. I'm the only one who did that. Ha ha ha. Chonky Tsoding. It's a me. So if you wanna actually watch that, you can do it in here. Right. So, and I'm gonna put that stuff in the description for anyone who wants to watch that, because like I already did this kind of stuff before in Haskell, so I remember the theory, right? I remember the theory. Thick Zosin, extra thick. So I put a link in here to like a theory. This is like, okay, jokes aside, like I'm not even fucking joking. Internet is dying. Like, this is fucking sad. Literally, internet is dying. We're losing the internet. Internet archive and shit like that. In web archive. So people actually, so OmniCalculator. No. There was a page that was explaining MTU. Like, is that MTU or was that MIT? Maybe I actually misspelled. I hope I misspelled it. So let me try to. Maybe I can just Google for this thing. Okay, so there's a copy. There's a copy of that, but it's not exactly that page. It's really fucking sad. So internet died some time ago, yeah. So you really need to archive things, right? So you see an important page where you read something, you better fucking download that page, honestly. Right, I think the time has come when, like, you stumble upon useful information on the internet, fucking download it on your machine and archive it somewhere. Right, so because we don't fucking know if we're gonna have internet in 10 years or something. So like with YouTube videos, if you like a video, yeah, DL it. Honestly DL it, because I feel like in several decades, what we're gonna be doing is recovering the lost data from different pieces, from different hard drives of people who managed to actually archive things, right? Because the whole infrastructure is slowly actually falling apart. So yeah. The internet archive is getting DDoS right now. Is it still DDoSed? So as far as I know, apart from being DDoSed, it was also like really pwned, right? So the hackers getting access to the to the database and stuff like that. It's fully hacked, right? And I suppose by DDoS is that they just like turned it off because it's fully pwned, right? So anyways, right, so this is the page I wanted to do, and we already know that we have to basically multiply this thing by that, which is approximately, like I still don't have Boomer, right, so because Boomer doesn't work on my new laptop for whatever reason. It's not really about the laptop, it's about the setup. Something is not working right. Right, so you just like multiply, to get the next note, you have to multiply the frequency by that weird value. Right, so how do you call it that value? Let's call it semitone. I think that's a good name for that stuff. Right, so semitone. So that's the value. So and maybe we can just call it note frequency. And I don't freaking know. So I don't know, man. I don't know. So what's the easiest way to do that? Maybe the easiest way to do that would be to still have base note frequency. Right, so you do base note frequency multiplied by semitone, which gives you the next thing. And then you do math power, you get it to the power of the current node, which is basically the floor of t, because this is how we compute the time. Right, so this is the current node, then you're going to have a next node, and so on and so forth. And this is basically node hz, like so. And this is node hz. So that's the easiest way to do that. But at the same time, yeah, it's easier to do it this way because it's stateless in a sense, right? You can just compute the node frequency just purely based on the index of the current sample, right? So it's kind of cool that it's stateless like that. So in here we have 7 semitones, but if we want to play full octave, right, it's actually 12 semitones as far as I know, right? So it's 12 semitones. Anyways, so everything seems to be compiling, right? And let's actually refresh the synthetic and I can't hear shit. Okay, I apologize for bass. Alright, so that was bizarre. I wonder what the fuck has happened. So, yeah. The thing I don't want to do, honestly, for Hersia, the thing that I want to do, I would expect it to be just like if it's 0, and it could be 0, so it's gonna be just 1. So that was kind of bizarre, honestly. I don't know what the fuck has happened there. Dubstep stream. Right, so that was kind of bizarre. Something broken, and I don't understand what. It's because I have to divide it not by the length frequency. I apologize. I hope like it was not too damaging to the ears. I should have actually divided by the rate, right? So I should divide it by sample rate. So that's what I should have done. Damn, I'm a dummy dum-dum. Right, because that just created like a very low frequency. I really apologize for that. Okay, so let me do that and. Am I deaf? I don't know. Okay, so let me now just bring back this thing, and that should create something cool. That's pretty cool, right? So we just played all of the 12 notes of the octave. Damn, it feels good to be actually competent, right? You know? How at the beginning they said, oh, the application programming interface might be confusing for the developers. Damn, it's good to be competent, isn't it? Just to understand the field you're working with, so you're not confused with shit. But anyway, Anyway, so this is pretty cool. Scaled, ratioed, and stuff like that. So that means, what if I want to play several sounds simultaneously? It's a really interesting question. How can I play several sounds simultaneously? Time for Turing machine. Yeah, probably. So maybe so if I don't want to mix things, right? I suppose I create several sources, right? I create several sources and just play them simultaneously. But what if I want to play the same sound several times simultaneously? Do I create several sources of the same sound? Click twice. Oh, well, yeah, that actually creates several audio contexts. Right, several contexts. Okay, so that's pretty cool. You know what I want to do? I want to kind of like factor out the generation of the samples, right? So let's say I want to do something like generate tone, right? You provide the buffer into, let's call it samples maybe, right? So it's going to be float 32 array. Float 32 array, and you also have to provide the sample rate, right? So sample rate is going to be very important. It's going to be number. So length is essentially going to be just the length of the buffer that you allocated, right? It's going to be purely up to you. And also you have the frequency, right? So you specify at which frequency you want to generate the tone. And in here, we're going to be just doing that. Simply doing that. So we iterate, but we iterate in actually samples length, right? Does it have a? It has a not really byte length, but just length. Yeah, it does have byte, just length. So here is the frequency that we have, right? So that's basically the frequency, right? And we can just like put it in here. So this is HZ and this is samples. So that's what we have in here, right? You can generate a tone, right? And then we can maybe generate a note, right? So we can basically build upon this function to generate a note. Function generate note. So provide the samples, float 32, sample rate, by the way, as well. And note is going to be just a number. Let's call it semitone, because that's going to be more accurate. Semitone. Semitone. All right. 0 is going to be 440 hertz, right? So 0 is going to be just this base note thingy. So I'm going to just grab this entire stuff. And the way we're going to be generating is generate tone for samples and sample rate. And a semitone is just basically 440. I don't know, maybe we don't even have to do that. So math power 1 to 12. Oh, we didn't have to do that in JavaScript because it's like it always floats to the power of the semitone. Did I get that correctly? I think I did in fact get that correctly, so that's pretty cool. So that's what we have in here. So generate semitone. And we can now use that. So the cool thing about float 32 array, I think we can get slices and sub arrays of this entire stuff. Can we actually do that? Right, so because for instance, I want to generate like n nodes. I can take my my track, split it into sections, slice those sections, right? Slice those, it's 2 to the power, yeah. Oh yeah, because it's a value. Semitone is this. Okay, yeah. It's that one. So it's this multiplied by this. Right, multiplied by this. And then am I going crazy? I think I'm going crazy. That's what it has to be. Right. Like here I called semitone the coefficient by which I have to multiply. Here I call semitone the index of the oh my god. I just literally confused myself. All right, so everything's fine. I just literally confused myself. So what I was talking about? I was talking about the you know, slicing things around. All right, so you need to generate some nodes. You can just like take a slice of the samples and you can generate some nodes. Right, and the question is, how do I slice float32 array? Does anybody know? Like, is it just who needs Rust? Who needs Go if you have based JavaScript? Am I right? So you can just slice arrays. Right, so this one is not really needed. Base none of that is really needed. So this is the nodes, this is the length. So, and the length is going to be just that. What I want to do is essentially just for, you know, node starting from 0, node less than nodes, plus node. Right, something like that. So then I want to take a slice like per second, right? So because we play in a semitone per second, so that means I want to do, you know, source slice. So the slice accepts start and end. That means, so a single second, all right, a single second. So we're starting from node, sample rate multiplied by node, that's where it starts. And then what we have in here is the node plus 1. And this is the end. But does it include the end? The end of the specified portion of array, this is exclusive. Okay, so it doesn't include the end. Right, so that's the thing we want to have in here. And we can generate node for this entire thing, for that specific sample rate. And what kind of node we do want to generate? We want to generate like the node in here. Right, so generate semitone. Right, semitone. Okay, so that this is how simple it is, right? So we have a bigger track, we're splitting that track into specific nodes, and we're generating different semitones into these specific chunks, into these specific nodes. So we have like a larger building block, sort of speak. What's interesting is that we can actually, we don't have to really generate that exact node. We can shift it by maybe 10, right? So now the sequence is going to be a little bit higher. Or maybe we can actually generate them by full tones. Actually, we can just multiply by 2. Well, let's actually generate full tones because I think it's going to be interesting. Right. So this is like a full tones. All right. So everything seems to be compiling, and let me now open this entire thing and listen. Can hear shit in this mist. Did a fucky wacky, oopsie doopsie, oopsie doopsie, oovoo. So I don't fucking know what happened, bruv. I don't fucking know. So why it didn't work? I didn't see any problem, honestly, right away. I hate it when it's just like, fuck you. So slice makes a fuck off. Fuck off, really? Return this section of web devs. Because it's gonna be too confusing for the developers when you make a slice. And you may define one slice, but it also modifies the original. It's too confusing for our developers. We can't allow that. Because of that, it's a copy. Because of that, it's a copy. Bro. Okay. Is there any way to take a view on that? Subarray. Okay. So all right. It also clips a little bit because of that. That's pretty cool. Cheers. So the cool thing about like tonal sequence, right? So full tone sequence is that it sounds kind of magical in a sense, doesn't it? Sounds like a hearing test right there, yeah. Blues scale now. Maybe I don't really know blues scale. I'm not competent enough. Motherboard test, exactly. So we can now do these kind of things, which is kind of cool, which is kind of based. It's all about that based. So what else can we do? All right. So if I have two sounds, how can I play them simultaneously? So number of channels, nodes. Let's say that we're gonna have 1 second. And the thing I wanna do, right, I'm generating. So generate doesn't return anything. Maybe we should make it return that float thingy, because I think it's kind of useful, right? It generates that and instantly returns that, and so does the generate tone. Right, so we simply return. Is there a way? Okay, I kind of vaguely remember that you can say that it returns samples. Nah, you can't do that. Right, so, but I mean, I kind of vaguely remember that you could do that. Right, so, oh, I mean, no, wait. Is it gonna work? Nah, no. Type of samples. Samples. Yeah, but it's... You're gonna document that it returns exactly that same thing. Right. So that's basically what you're documenting in here. That's actually kind of cool, because if you change the type of the samples, you don't have to change it in the second place in here. But in any case, it's going to... The compiler is going to warn you anyway if the type has changed, so it's not that big of a deal. Right? So it's not that big of a deal. But I mean, it's kind of cool. It's not like I'm gonna be maintaining this piece of code for a long amount of time and I have to like actually write something readable, right? So I don't even write readable code for the shit that I maintain for a long time. But anyway, so we have one buffer, right? So buffer one, so this is that thing. And after that, what I do is that I just create the length and I generate semitone for this thing at that exact sample rate, and semitone is the 0th semitone. And then I basically copy, right, buffer copy to channel like this. All right, so that's what we do in here, and this is actually buffer one, right? That's how we operate in here. When I copy it to channel, does it return? It doesn't return anything. Okay, so it's sort of stateful like that. So then I can copy paste this in that thing and say this is buffer 2, this is buffer 2, and let's say that this one is going to be like 5 or whatever, so that's a different semitone. After that, I can create buffer maybe 1 source, right? So this is going to be buffer 1 source, and this is buffer 1. And this one is going to be actually buffer 2. So buffer 1, buffer 2. And I suppose after that, I'm connecting buffer 1 to the destination, buffer 2 to the destination. Well, that's... should have actually put 1 and 2 at the end. All right, so because that kind of makes sense. That kind of makes things maybe easier for me. Not really sure. Not really sure, but we'll see, we'll see. Source 1 start, source 2 start. So if I want to play them simultaneously, is it going to work? Is it going to work? All right, so let's go. That was interesting. All right, so what if I don't copy anything? Right, don't create the second sound. Is it going to work now? Okay, that seems fine. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think it has to be something like 7th semitone. If I want to do quinta, I think. 1st, 3rd, 5th, yeah. So it's about like, well, I mean, essentially, try it. Let's see if it's going to do. It doesn't sound right. I don't even hear shit. Just a second, I want to be. Yeah, it looks like shit. It looks like shit. Sounds like shit. I'm not really sure why though. If I try something like this, right, only a single one. They don't mix well. I don't hear them mixing. Do you guys hear them mixing? Offset of wave. Am I modifying offset of wave? I don't think so actually. Generate semitone. So yeah, if I have two buffer sources, they don't mix well. Do I have to use something to mix them actually? Just sounds like one, at least on my speakers. I don't know what you're talking about. So 0, 2, 4. I don't understand what you guys are talking about. This is not the problem that I'm having right now. So I suppose, yeah, modifying sound. You can modify sound. You can create gain. And how do I mix? Adding stereo panning. Okay, track, connect. Oh, this is actually kind of cool. So you can chain connects together. Right, so you have track, gain node, panner, and something like that. So it's just like a node modification. So it's sort of like shaders, but for audio. Imagine if we wrote like shaders, but for the sound cards. But for the sound cards. That would be kind of cool, I think. So you can also have visualization. You did assign only one channel. So what? So what? I don't understand. Like I don't want to play one buffer in one channel and second buffer in another channel. I want to mix them. What are you guys talking about? Channels is like a different, like left channel, right channel. It's like when you have to like. This has nothing to do with channels. Calm down, guys. Come on. Number of channels in buffer. All right. So what do we have? Closing the chat. How do I mix? All right. So mix. So there's no way to mix. That's bizarre. Create source buffer. Audio destination, audio that. So audio mix. So in fact, sound files are just recording and sound intensify, which comes in from microphone electron and get mixed into a single complicated wave. Mixing positional audio and WebGL. Mixed down. Right. I wonder why they don't mix. Maybe it's yet another node that you have to create. It could be just yet another node. But is it part of the audio context? I don't really know. Audio context. Create, mix, no. Create, yeah, so there's gainer, the thing that does gain. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is how they're supposed to sound, but I actually highly doubt that. Right, I actually highly doubt that. So grep mix, so that's not a bad idea, honestly. Maybe that's something I have to do. So mix. So it actually gets, because if you listen like one sound, okay, so this is the first sound. This is the first sound. All right, that makes sense. It's actually not that high, right? So this is one sound, and this is the second sound. I'm trying to play both of them simultaneously. And is that how it's supposed to sound? I actually doubt that this is how they this is how they're supposed to sound, because it's... I doubt that. It's interleaved. Technically, this is how they're supposed to sound. But I mean, that doesn't help. Maybe it will be easier to hear it with 1 octave, 11, maybe. Let's actually try 1 octave. Right, so let's actually listen to them separately. Right. Sure, this is the other one. Right, this is the other one. Okay, so maybe now together. Maybe half the volume. We can try that, sure. That's gonna be like half of that. That's a good point. Were they overflowing when they were... They were probably clipped. So this one is 1 off, but somebody said 11. It has to be actually 12 to sound octave. Finally, holy shit. Alright, so what about 7? I fucking love it. This is my favorite interval, actually. So length is gonna be 5 seconds. This is my favorite one, honestly. So I suppose they think the problem was that, like, they just... Yeah, they were too loud. Right, you want to actually generate them at, like, halves or something like that. Yeah, fifth. I absolutely fucking love them. Absolutely love them. So, and I suppose, like, another one is just like this one. Yeah. Yeah, one way I multiply the other one, so that was kind of the problem. So I should have not actually used like an entire once, so that's great. Interesting, I learned something, I suppose. Actually, I learned something. Huh. Normalize it at the end? Maybe, so it doesn't really matter like what exactly we do with that, right? So I'm just trying to learn the API, right, to understand what's going on. So if I have one sort of 1 second, right? If I have 1 second, I need to, like, one of the use cases that I have in my game, is that I need to play samples when some event occurs. For example, explosion, right? Or the bomb hits the wall and stuff like that. And for example, if another bomb exploded while the explosion of the first bomb still playing, I want the sound to be interleaving with each other. That's one of the problems that, for example, Coil cannot do. Right? That's one of the things I want to be able to do. The question is, how can I do that in the web API, right? So essentially, if I have one buffer and I'm starting one buffer like a second time before the previous didn't stop playing, will they be interleaving? Or it's going to be basically restarted? I think it's going to be restarted, so overlap. Yeah, so I want them to be overlap. So how do I do that? That's the question. How can I do that within this single API? Because so far I didn't see how to do that, because like you play per source, right? And if I restart the same source, it's gonna start from scratch. That doesn't make any sense, right? So it's kind of weird. Yeah. So that's one of the things I want to do. So this is buffer start. So what do we even have in here? A loop. So this is the schedule source node. Maybe I need to read about the start. Does anyone know what to audio from Wasm, or why you were checking out the GS way? Fucking bait question. Okay. So schedule sounds to begin playback at the specified time. If no time is specified, then the sound begins playing immediately. This doesn't answer my question though. This doesn't answer my question. Schedules the sound to begin playback at specified time. We can just schedule it twice. To be fair, the perfectly generated wave is not going to really help us see how it works. We need to go back to blasts. Right, so we need to go back to blasts. May I maybe factor out all of these experiments into separate function? I think it's going to be very useful because I don't want to lose any of that stuff. Because it's kind of fun, honestly, doing all of these things. All right, so yeah, and all of that stuff is going to go to here. Maybe not audio context resuming, maybe some way here. Right, so and in here I suppose I'm gonna accept the audio context. Audio context. Right, so this entire thing fully compiles as far as you can see. Sound synth demo. Right, so sound synth demo. I just want to keep it as a function because I may want to go back to that again. Right, so here I just create a blast sound. Might as well actually move that entire stuff to here. All right, so this is where we're going to be loading the audios. Right, so this is a blast sound. Blast connect and blast play. But when I'm playing that specific thing, man, this is so annoying actually that, yeah. This is really fucking annoying that this thing has a different API, and I was hoping that like play it again but in half of a second. Right, so, and it's just like, can you start instead of play? I don't think so. It doesn't have start because it's a different fucking API. Oh my god, freaking web dev. I mean, I can do set timeout, essentially, can't I? So set timeout. Does it fire once? I don't remember. So there was a set interval. I think set timeout fires once, yeah. Maybe you can start the source. You guys are wasting my time. You're, again, asking questions, and it's just like, it's not what it is. No, you can't. Go away. You're debating me into wasting time. I know what you're doing. I fucking know what you're doing. You're debating me into wasting time. Whatever. Let me focus on what I'm trying to do right now. Okay. So function reference, let's actually do that. But maybe it's that function. Let me finish, okay? Let me finish. Right, so this is gonna be that, and what we're gonna do, it's actually milliseconds, right? So it's actually milliseconds for 500. So are they going to be interleaving? That's the only question I have. That's it. As soon as I answer the question, I'm done. There's no need to test shit ton of different functions, right? So it's a very simple question. I just want to answer it. I can't ask ChatGPT because it's dumb. It's fucking dumb. It doesn't know shit. All right. So everything seems to be compiling, right? So everything seems to be compiling. So here's the web API, and didn't play the second time though. I didn't hear playing the second time. Is it really timeout in what? What's the timeout? Delay milliseconds. Well, yeah, 500 milliseconds. So what was that? What was that? Why didn't replay? Anybody know? So maybe something happened. Interval, not interval. I don't need interval. I need timeout. I need to do it twice. I don't need constantly playing it all the time. It was already playing. I don't fucking know. So I suppose that was the problem. Yeah, it was already. Yeah, you can't play them in interleaved fashion. That's the problem. That's the hugest problem in here. Like, how can I play several of them? Do I have to really fucking create several several audios, several sources, and connect all of them. Is it really how I has to do that? And if this is really how I has to do that, I have to create manually a pool of samples of the same audio, and then schedule it, like looking which one is not playing right now. Okay, I'm gonna play. Is this really what I have to do in the web, which is supposed to be convenient? Like, I mean, it's not difficult for me to do. Don't get me wrong. It's not difficult for me to do. I was just thinking that it will do that for me automatically. I mean, canvas for audio. Okay, sure. It's a canvas for audio, but canvas mixes the colors for you. If I put a transparency color, it will mix them for me. I don't have to write the code for mixing the pixels. You don't get it. It's not a fair comparison. It is not a fair comparison. It's saying, oh, it's just a canvas. No. Canvas does a lot of shit for you, actually, automatically. Canvas does a lot for you. Is this really how I have to? This is stupid. This is just stupid. Like, there should be like a normal manual way. Okay, I have the same sample. How do I play it rapidly while overlapping? Like, that's a common thing to do for games, right? And people do games for web. It's a very common thing to do. How do I do that? Is there a simple way to just like rapidly play the same sample, also overlapping? Raylib can do that, as far as I know, right? So if I remember correctly, like if you have like a sound you play it several times, it will overlap and stuff. Doing a row rectangle is the most complex concept in web dev can imagine. Yeah. What about no? This is not about implementation. No. You didn't get it wrong. You're going into the how do we implement thing that should have been supported in the first place. No. Let's not go there. We don't go there. We don't go there. We're gonna go there only after we confirm that yes, the API is so fucking dumb that we have to do some stupid shit. We need to confirm that. We don't know that yet. Right, so it's called what is multiplexing. Okay. Right, so multiplexing. So audio worklet. Is it part of the web audio API, or is it part of some different API? Or is that what it is? Right, I don't know. Is that the same API, or is that it's a different API? It's an interface. Oh, okay. So it's this is supply custom audio processing script that. Again, you guys don't understand what I'm talking about. You guys don't understand what I'm talking about. Like, you're suggesting how to do stupid shit. Right, how do we do this stupid shit? My question is, do we have to do stupid shit, or is it just there is a standard way to do that? Right. So custom script, like, you're going too far ahead. Right, so you just accepted that there is no other way but doing stupid shit. I'm still having hope. Can we just not do stupid shit and just have like a, I have a sample, I created sample, it has a play method, I call play method several times, and it just plays it several times, also overlapping, because that would be the same API. Maybe we don't have to do all that stupid shit. Maybe, I don't fucking know. Right, so that's what I'm asking. So don't give me solutions how to do stupid shit. We haven't confirmed that you have to do it. Right, we haven't confirmed how to do it. Like, you want to have a simple interface sound play, and the web sound API should mix it with what plays. Okay. Alright. Like, I'm down to implementing complex stupid shit. Don't get me wrong. I'm down to do that, but I just like need to confirm that we have to do that. Right. It's not that difficult, honestly. Right, it's not that difficult. So audio node represents the audio processing module, like audio source, but that just means I have to read. So some people said it's called multiplexing or something. Multiplex, dynamic compression node. Provides compression effects which lower the volume. Clipping distortions can occur when multiple multiplex together. Okay, multiplex. Okay, so this is understand how to use constant source node to link multiple parameters together so they share the same value, which can be changed by setting offset. Controlling it's a multiplexing. Multiplex. So multiplexing only occurs like one time in here. Only one time in here. Dude, you fundamentally misunderstand what I'm doing. Third-party software, but that's not your style. Dude, you fundamentally misunderstand what I'm about. It's not about the style. This is not a style. This is not a fucking fashion. This is software development. Right. This is engineering. We are car engineers who study and design car internal combustion engines. You coming in here and saying to us, guys, why are you doing all that shit? Just buy a car. The car dealership right across the road, just go buy a car. No, it's not about having car, bro. It's not about having car. We are engineers. We fucking make them. It's not style. This is not a fucking fashion. We're doing engineering. So... and like, I swear to God, 10 years ago, people just inherently understood what I was saying. Right. It's just like you wouldn't have to explain that. People would just like understand that, yeah, okay, so we're doing actual software engineering. In that case, yeah, we want to just like do that, and that. It wasn't style. It wasn't style. Right, it's so bizarre to me that tech degraded to this fucking point where it's just, it's a fashion. It's just, this third party is out of fashion this month. We're using a different one. So... And that's how you fucking lose tech, by the way, friends. That's how you fucking lose. When everyone stops doing tech, that's when you lose it. Anyways. So when everyone just pretends doing tech. Alrighty. This one, a constant... Okay, so this one is interesting, actually. Multiple parameters, constant source node. So you got to understand how to use... I remember, by the way, at the beginning they were talking about like a shit ton of stuff. You can play shit ton of stuff and it's going to be fine. I think I just need to read this kind of stuff, right? I don't like reading huge walls of text, but I think in this case we have to do that. So audio involves handling audio operations inside the audio context. It has been designed to allow modular routing. Basic audio operations are performed with audio nodes, which are linked together to form an audio routing graph, several sources. So that audio worklet was actually kind of interesting. So somebody actually suggested to do that. So they were like audio shares, right? So, but maybe, I don't know. With different types and channel layout, this modular design provides the flexibility to create complex audio functions with dynamic effects. Audio nodes are linked into chains. Outputs of this node could be linked to inputs of others, which mix and modify the streams of audio samples into different strains. A common modification is multiplying the sample by a value to make them louder or quieter, as the case with gain node. Once the sound has been sufficiently processed for the intended effect, it can be linked to other destinations, blah, blah, blah. A simple, typical workflow for the web audio. Create audio context, instead the code is create audio, select the create effects node, choose final destination audio, for example, use system speakers. Connect the source up to effects and effects to the destination. Timing is controlled with high precision, low latency. To write code that responds accurately to events and able to target specific samples even at higher sample rates. So applications such as drum machines and sequences. Well, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, Rev. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So rewind. So we already in the game, we were... Yeah, so directly using audio node is no different than whatever the fuck we were doing anyway. It's just no different than whatever the fuck we were doing anyway. I feel like we have to do this stupid shit. I feel like we have to do this stupid shit. Is there, okay, is there any node that periodically calls a function that generates the next chunk of samples? That's the real question in here. Is there some sort of node that periodically asks for more sample? Is that audio worklet somebody actually suggested? Is that audio worklet? Okay, let me actually see. No. The answer to which question? Okay. So, or are you just trolling? Oh, it's probably troll. You don't even have a sub. Okay. Interface just supply custom audio processing script that execute in separate thread to provide very low. I think that's what we need. I think that's what literally we need. So if we have worklet, we can have a worklet also connected to Wasm module, right? That generates the sample, so we can do audio mixing in Wasm. So Yesu. And there's no, yeah. Examples, so worklet node for complete example. Okay. So represents a base class for usage of, I don't care. Okay. So class random, okay. So you extend the audio worklet processor and you process. You have inputs, you have outputs. Bruh. That's the shit. What's the inputs though? What's the type of the inputs? I need the type of the inputs. Worklet processor. So let's take a look at the work. Yeah, I think we're onto something. Worklet audio. Worklet. Stop twitching around. Processor. There's no such thing. And classes derived from the cannot be instantly directed from a user supplied code. Fuck. Okay, sure, but where is the method? Port? Bro, I just want to know what is the input output. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. Like, okay, so what is the process? What? The method process, just give me the fucking signature of this method. Bro. Finally. Oh, freaking. So fucking dumb, I swear to god. So audio worklet process. Oh, there's just a worklet. Alright. Worklet pro, and there's no type for this thing. There's actually no type for this thing. So in the TypeScript specifically. Right, so there's no this thing. So this is the float 32. Output is the similar to input parameter in the structure. Parameters. Okay. So that's pretty cool. All right, so that's probably what we want to do. And in here, surprisingly, maybe this is where we have to just, you know. Next, your main script file will load the processor, create instance of audio worklet node, passing it name of the processor, connect the node to audio graph and stuff like that. So here's the audio context. Oh, it has to be even separate script. Because it's going to be separate thread, so it's a separate worker even, right? So because they talked about separate threads. Oh, they even said that? Really? Holy shit. So from docs, it's worth noting that because audio processing can be often involve substantial computation, your processor might benefit greatly from being built using WebAssembly. That is actually fascinating. Okay, so this is the thing that we want to do. So we're going to be mixing all of that stuff ourselves. Yeah. I think I'm down to do that. Do we have time to even do that? I think we don't have time to do that, but maybe if we make a small break, make a cup of tea. I want to at least learn how to use the worklet API. I want to at least learn how to do the worklet API. Right, because if we're going to be building it in Wasm, we can just build it in C3, right? So, yeah. I like that. I like where it's going. I like where it's going, chat. You can't share your Wasm though, at least not details, whatever. I think we can figure it out. Right, so because yeah, so we can just have a separate Wasm module responsible specifically for mixing sounds and something. Right, because when you develop stuff in a purely native fashion and you also writing your own, you know, mixer, right? So you do that in a callback, and that callback is usually run in a separate thread as well. But I mean, granted, threads usually share the memory, right? Here you kind of run it in a separate process in a sense. It's just like, yeah, it's just a different approach slightly. So you don't have a shareable memory, but I mean, just like have a separate Wasm thingy. So yeah, it's kind of cool. So I think we're getting there. I want to make a small break. And after the small break, we're gonna try to maybe generate this demo, this synthesizer demo, in a worklet dynamically. Because here, what we're doing, we pre-generate the sample, right? We pre-generate the sample. What if we generate it on the fly? Right, so we can generate it on the fly and play constantly through that worklet thingy. And then, once we generate it on the fly, what if we port it to C3 and compile to WebAssembly? Will it work? And if we can do that, that's pretty much everything we need, right? So, and then we can just integrate this idea into the coil, right? So we integrated, visualized the Wasm. By the way, whatever research work we're doing right now, and we're right now doing research work for our engineering, right? So first we do research and then we engineer something out of that. So this research work can be useful for visualizer, actually, right? So it's kind of cool. So all of the things that I've tried and experimented with, they're kind of always interleaved all the time. So while working on some ideas, I can get more ideas for some other project and so on and so forth. There's constantly like, they're all connected. They're all entangled into like a single universe, right? So it's not like each individual project, I work on them separately and in isolation. Everything is like kind of connected. It's actually kind of cool. It's basically, I'm working on one single project, right? So all of the projects are just meshed together into one single thing. Interesting. So yeah. All right, so let's make a small break. I'm gonna make a cup of tea, and once we have a cup of tea, we will try to learn how to use audio worklets. Thank you so much, the person who actually mentioned audio worklets. I really appreciate it. So let's make some break. All right, so let's try to figure out how audio worklet node works and how to use it and stuff like that. So there was an example somewhere there. So I have a lot of things opened. So let me maybe start over. All right, so let's close all of that. Audio worklet. So here's that, and there was an example. So see node. So here is an example. So the first thing we have to do, we have to create this thing. So they are using random noise processor, right? In our case, I think we're going to be using like a generator of a specific frequency of the specific semitone. So register processor, and this is a very interesting function. Is this like it's at the top? I don't really see it at the top, but anyway, if I just go ahead, oh, it's actually in a separate file. Look at that. So it's a random noise generator. All right, so let's call it synth TS, right? So this is a synth TS, and I wonder if I can use that in a module mode. So as of right now, I don't, but maybe we'll be able to do that. So in the problem here, as you can see, it doesn't know anything about audio worklet processor. It literally doesn't exist, and we already kind of confirmed that. So maybe I have to import some sort of module in here. I'm not sure. So TypeScript audio worklet processor. I'm okay. PRs are welcomes. Okay, so people suggesting to just TS ignore. Let's see. How do I even do that? Right, so do I just put this thing here? Is it going to work? Or is that how it works? Oh, okay. So TS ignore, and it just basically ignores that thing. Maybe we could have our own thing, right? Because we could have said that interface that it's not even an interface. It has to be like a class on its own. But no, not necessarily. It could be interface actually. So, and it has a process. But again, it has to be a class. It just has to be a class. Damn. All right. So float 32 array. Float 32 array. And what were the parameters? What were the parameters? That's a bit annoying. So we are, interestingly, okay, here's the interesting thought. The fact that the type definitions for this class does not exist, that means TypeScript, an average TypeScript developer doesn't really need it very often. We're in a very much uncharted territory. Right, so it only occurred to me right now that the fact that it doesn't have this type definition means that 99.99999% of TypeScript users just don't fucking need it. Like, just buy a car. It's the dealership is across the road. Like, I mean, why the fuck you're doing all that? Anyways. What if we don't accept this thing? So output. Are you telling me that there is a typo in the... Ooh. So the outputs is actually... There is several of them. So that means it's an array of float 32 or something? Yeah. Where is the definition? Frozen array. Okay, I see. So it's a frozen array of float 32. Damn. That's a... So this is a callback. So it accepts array of array. Three-dimensional array. What is a frozen array? I don't know. It's from the specs, from the web specs. Frozen array type is a parameterized type whose values are references to objects that hold a fixed length array of unmodifiable value. The values in the array are type of T. So it's a read-only array. So it's array of floats. This is the inputs. This is three-dimensional arrays. And the parameter is just objects, so they are not even specified. Maybe this is the actual reason why there is no type for that, because maybe it's difficult to express that in TypeScript, but I doubt that. TypeScript can actually express very complicated things. Oh yeah, it's like, it is like that, literally. Look at that. Okay, so thank you so much. I'm gonna just steal that, honestly. Yep. So this is array of arrays, and this is array of arrays, and this is parameters. Might as well, yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea actually to keep it here. Okay. everything compiles all of a sudden. This is a very good issue. Thank you so much for providing at least workaround for this kind of stuff, because usually people don't do that, right? So at least we have a workaround for this kind of stuff. And I really appreciate these kind of workarounds. Okay, so I'm kind of surprised. So if this is the output, and for each of the output, we're iterating through all of the channels. This is the inputs, so to speak. I see. All right, so for all of them, we're just generating all of this. I see. That makes sense. So the first layer of arrays is the inputs, and the second layer of arrays is the outputs. So how many inputs the node has, the processor has, and how many outputs the node has, right? The node has. The second layer of arrays are the channels, and the channels are left channel, right channel, if you speak about headphones, speakers, right? If you have like a subwoofer system and stuff like that, you can have like up to 5 channels and so on and so forth. You can have a lot of channels there. So that's the channels. And the last layer of arrays in here is array of samples on that specific channel. Right, so all of that makes sense, I suppose, right? So all of that makes sense. Funnily enough, if you're going to be implementing all of that in WebAssembly, you're going to spend quite some time just passing that information to WebAssembly memory. But maybe that's fast, I don't freaking know. Because this is just a float 32 arrays. You can take a segment of Wasm memory, view it as float 32 array, and just use the set method of float 32 array to copy another float 32 array, which internally I suspect is going to use memcpy. Right, so browser probably just use memcpy to copy chunks of this memory, and when you use memcpy, it probably uses some very efficient implementation of memory copy from one place to another. So it's usually very fast, especially if the chunks of the samples are relatively small. I think it's gonna be super fast just copying that stuff to there. Speaking of how computers works and what computers do, that's what I mean when I say that. Somebody was asking before. All right, so I think what we need to do now, we also need to keep track of the current time. Do we need to keep track of the current time? We can actually keep track of the current time through maybe process, but maybe. I'm just thinking how we're going to be approaching all of that stuff. If I know, I need to know what's in these parameters. Yeah, performance now probably. Yeah, I'm going to be using performance now, but I also need to know the sample rate. I need to know the sample rate of this entire thing. And the question is, where can I acquire it? So it's probably within the parameters, but it's not specified what kind of parameters can I have there. I can do something very stupid, actually. So it also returns true or false. Look at that. It was not encoded in here that this thing returns Boolean. I think we should include that, because in the example, it does include that. So you know what I want to do? I want to throw an exception, like so. And say parameters, parameters. I want to see them. But maybe since it's a map, we're not going to see that, but it doesn't matter, right? So because we can just fuck around and find out. So here's the JS that we managed to get. We probably want to get rid of the comments, remove comments. Revert buffer. Yeah, there we go. So now it doesn't have any comments, and that's literally what it does. That's the entirety of it. So afterwards, once we've got this worklet node, I think I also want to put that in the description, right? So it's part of the thing we're doing, essentially. Right. Once we get that, we go into the audio context and we take the audio worklet and we add a module. Oh, you also have to register the processor. I completely forgot about that. You have to register this entire thing in here, and there is no definition for this thing, unfortunately. So maybe we have to do it like that. Let's TS ignore it for now. So now, so we have an audio context, random noise generator, so the audio context, and then we connect a random noise generator to audio destination, and I suppose that's about it. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Let's go into the index MTS. So I think I want to actually move this entire demo to a separate function. Right, game sounds demo like this, and it's going to accept audio context. So this is audio context, context like so, and we're gonna be passing this stuff in there. So like this. Cool. And in here we're gonna start with this idea, which is in audio context we have audio worklet add module. This one is interesting. It uses word module, but does it run it in a module mode? Loads and execute a module script by a module. It is in a module mode. It is literally in a module mode. Because of that, maybe we can actually take this synth and actually call it MTS. Can we do that? Right, because it's a module. We can do that. So, yeah, so we can actually remove JS, like so, and here is in the module. Okay, so we want to maintain that convention, so to speak. Synth MJS, right, so this is the URL, and that's about it, I suppose. Right, so we just created a worklet for this entire thing. Right, so after that, we do new audio worklet node. In here, in terms of constructors, we have base audio context, audio context, and the last thing is the name, right? And I suppose the name, it just uses this sort of prefix. It uses the name of the module. I see. It uses the name of the module, so that's why it has to be module URL. So they're kind of pushing the module JavaScript in on a level of like on the level of new API, right? So this is the synth const synth. How do you call that? Node. There we go. So, and after that, we're just connecting this thing to the destination, I suppose, right? So that's what we're doing. Right, synth node connect audio context destination. Everything compiles. It seems to be. Right, synth.mjs. So we register that. Everything seems to be good. And index.mjs. Everything seems to be good. All right, let's go. It should not play anything, but it should crash with an exception. Audio constructor unknown worklet name synth. Did I fuck up something in the synth itself? Yeah. I think I did in fact fuck up. Okay. Unknown worklet. Did it cache this shit? The second parameter should be the name of the register. Yeah. I think so. But it doesn't matter. Don't freaking tell me that this motherflipper cached that stuff. Okay, so it loaded this stuff up. It says not modified. Right, but what's the actual value of this thing? Response. Yeah, synth. Okay. So export Maybe because it was not exported. Construct an unknown audio. Yeah, it doesn't know about it, even though we... Maybe it should not be a module then. Maybe we should not include export. Maybe that's the problem. So I don't freaking know. I don't freaking know. Please, people, don't copy paste code into the chat. It looks horrible and it doesn't help anyone. Stop doing that. Stop copy pasting code into the chat. I'm not gonna be looking into that anyway. Something stupid. I can already fucking feel that. It is absolutely stupid. Right. So module URL. Module URL. But it's not the cache. We already know that because it's named synth. Promise, promise. Somebody returns promise? Don't freaking tell me somebody. Fuck you! What a horrible piece of shit web platform is. It's insane. Though it makes sense, yeah, I know. But I mean, it could have at least told me that, or whatever. I fucking know. Jesus. Alright, let's go. Object, let's go, let's go. Yeah, so we can't see shit in this mist, which is understandable. So what I want to do is I want to do MTS. Right. Okay. So we're gonna say break, and in a map, we probably want to do for each. Right. So let's do parameters for each, and in that specific for each we have value and key. Value key. Console log. I can just say something like key value. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Okay, parameters don't have it because it's an object. Maybe it changed in the future. Right, so they say it was an object. Right, so they say it was an object. So maybe I'm gonna do console parameters. And honestly, I think let's just say that it's an object. And this is also an object because I think it's gonna be more accurate to call it like that. Right. Okay. Value. Oh, if it doesn't, does it contain anything useful? Okay. I'm sorry for flashbanging you. Okay, so the object is straight up empty, so there's no parameters in there. Is there any way to pass parameters there, though? That's a real question. When I'm constructing... Okay, so there is a worklet options. Aha! Look at that. Look at that, look at that, look at that. You can probably put something in there. So let's actually put something in there. So it is options, right. And within the options, you just have parameter data. Parameter data, your mom, 69 for 20, something like that. Is it going, does it even work? It doesn't like that, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to work though. That's the thing. Yeah, there's no info in here. So what exactly does it say? Is not assignable to type. It probably has to be... I see. So it's probably like it has to be specific numbers apparently. Still nothing. Sorry for flashbanging. No, it's empty. How do I pass information? I need to pass information there. Is there any way to pass information? Because parameter data kind of makes sense. number of channels, number of inputs, processor options. So, and the record is specifically just this information. Try accessing via your mom. Okay, maybe. So maybe it's somewhere in the prototype higher or whatnot. And by the way, since it's a record, we could probably say record. What was that? Record string. Yeah. What is this called? Yeah, it's this one. We could probably say that it's this one, since MTS. Right, so it's that one. So it doesn't complain about that stuff anymore. Undefined, it doesn't matter. It's not where it is passed though. Though it makes sense. It just makes sense. Value of. Value of. Maybe that's what it has to be. No, like you're getting into the mode of wasting my time again. I'm gonna ignore the chat again. Waste of time. All right. So annoying. Where this is very fucking important. I need a way to pass information to that motherfucker. So add the module. Process option maybe parameters. No. Do you see the type definition? How does it make any fucking sense? Like, do you just make up names or... I'm gonna put this up, I swear to God. Okay. Parameter descriptor. What the fuck is a parameter descriptor? Parameter... It's not even... It's one of these cases where it's just like not properly documented, so the types are incorrect. You telling me... Wait. So the types are incorrect. Holy shit, what the fuck? So static get parameter... Well, this is not what I want. No, I want to pass parameter into that thing, not from it. I don't care about its parameters. What is that? So the worklet processor parameter descriptor... No, this is not what I want. I don't care. So this is getting them. I want to set in there. No. Parameters property. Ah, that means you can also have setters for this property, right? Settings should be below. I don't see setting. Where is the setting? I don't see it. There's no setting. Is that setting? There's no setting. I don't see it. It's so stupid. Holy fucking shit. I just pass the shit into there. Set value. Not parameters set. Okay, so if I don't do synth node. Oh, okay. So this is a parameter, audio parameter map. Okay. So, and your mom, can I just set something like 69? Or it, yeah, so it's a, oh, you can't even set it from here. You can only set it from, this is so stupid. This is the stupidest API I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, holy shit. Excuse me. Static get parameters, descriptors, return. Like, it's so dumb. Like, just give me a way to pass some object or whatever. Like, why does it have to be so fucking dumb? So to expand the processor by adding a static parameter getter, it will be used internally by audio constructor, populate the parameters with instantiated audio param object. Okay, and then... But where do I pass information from this place? Well, okay, so from here, set value, audio context current time, default value, so automation rate. This is dumb. This is dumb. Like, I don't like that. This is just like absolutely fucking horrible. I want to just pass some number there, and that's already a huge pain in the ass. It's just like, holy shit. Okay. So, like, how more complicated do you want to make passing a fucking number to a different class? For the sake of fucking job security. It's insane. It's fucking insane. This is literally the reason why we have like waves of layoffs. Fuck all of these people. Get the fuck out of here. So, I don't fucking know. Let me see. Index MTS. Right. So, and I'm stuck on absolutely fucking stupid shit, honestly. Right. Like the thing I should be doing right now, I should be copy pasting the code that generates tones and stuff like that into that generator, not fuzzing around how do I fucking pass one number from one place to another class. Like, this is not what should I be thinking about. I should be thinking about, okay, how do I generate frequencies? Okay, so what's the amplitude and stuff like that, the actually important stuff. Right. This is not what I should be thinking about. Fuck you, whoever designed that. Like, seriously, I'm not even joking. Like, you're making me waste time on things that are not important. They're not important when I'm working with the audio API. What's important is thinking about samples, frequencies, how I mix them, all the math. Right, because if I use this API, this is what I want to be thinking about, not about how to pass a number from one place to another, because I'm using a shitty language. So, I don't know. That is sad. That is sad reality of current tech. But anyways, this API is all about logistics. Yeah, so this logistics stuff is so goddamn insane. It's also like that in GPU APIs, right? So it's all about logistics of things. Only AI can handle this API mess. So imagine like creating such a huge mess, right, that you need a literal like AGI to manage it. Where if you just were sane in designing your systems, you wouldn't need to waste time on creating such an overcomplicated system in the first place to manage it. It's just like complexity for the sake of complexity. But maybe that's considered progress. So I think we already talked about that. The progress is actually measured in amount complexity, right? So the more complexity you have, the more progress you have somehow, right? That's the modern definition of progress. More complexity. Whatever produces more complexity means it's progressive. Anyways, so yeah, we need to figure out how to work with this shit. So I also don't really know properties of JavaScript. So parameter descriptors. Okay, so let me try to maybe copy paste this thing. So what we're gonna have in here? So there's also port, some sort of message port. I don't fucking know what it is. So I suppose all of that stuff is custom, right? So rate, and I suppose it's gonna be 0. Parameter descriptors. Getter. But there's also setter, isn't it? So it's used to populate. It's going to be used to populate some settings that I then can set. Okay. All right. So I really need to, like, I don't want to read this wall of text, but apparently I have to because it's so clusterfuck overcomplicated that you have to read that. Creation, okay. So the read-only parameter property available node interface returns the associated parameter map, that is a map-like collection of audio params objects there instantiated during creation of underlying according to the parameter descriptor static getter. So audio param map object contains audio param instances. They can be automated in the same way with the audio node and their calculated process. Secretion of usage. All right. Now we can change the gain at the current time. So, but it's not set value at time. There's no value at time. So I would expect... Wait! I think I understand what it is. Value at time. This is a description of a single math, of a single Oh my god! Holy fucking... This is a description of a single parameter. Ой, fucking... Пиздец нахуй, сука. Okay, I see. I don't want to do that, honestly. Alright. So, I thought it's just like this... Okay, I see what the fuck is going on here. I see. So, custom gain... rate, default value 48000. Mean... It doesn't really... But it's a parameter. It's a parameter that you tweak. It's a parameter that you tweak. Is there any way to just get the frame rate, the current sort of frame rate? Is there any way to do that? I don't see it, honestly. That's kind of annoying. Can I throw maybe console log this? I want to see what this thing is capable of. Throw new error break. Okay. That's not enough. I would like to see something more interesting than that. Maybe Chromium can do that better. Maybe Chromium can do that better. Okay, so thank you. So you only have port. Prototype, port, get port. Nothing particularly useful. I see it at least. Audio worker processor. How are you supposed to generate, like... This is like a very little information, because I want to know the rate. Is there any way to know the rate? Okay, so maybe we should ask ChatGPT or whatever, because this is bizarre. Right, how do we get the sample rate? Log sample rate. There's no sample rate anywhere in here. Sample rate. Where is the sample rate? I don't see it. There's a bunch of globals. What? Oh, fuck off! What a shitty fucking system, like... It's literally fucking job security shit. Who designed this? Who fucking designed this? Excuse me. So, do they say that anywhere? Sample rate. Sample. They don't even fucking say it anywhere. The fuck is not even saying anything. KGB is actually after me. So this is absolute fucking crap. But anyway. So, and the funniest shit actually, that TypeScript doesn't have any typing for all of that. Right, it just doesn't have any of that stuff. Okay. All right, so let's actually, so now I have at least sample rate. Thank you very much. Holy shit. Now let's go and try to port. Like, I was spending so much freaking time just to find this thing. Like, how many people work with this API or start to work with this API? Like, multiply like my wasted time by the amount of people who have to work with this API, and it's just like, it's insane. One streamer only, or okay, nobody works with that anyway. That's why it's fine to have a shitty API. I see. Anyways, so let's just generate some sounds, I suppose. Right, so this is basically what we want to have. Right, so we want to be generating some tones, semitones, and stuff like that. So I'm going to copy paste that to the synthesizer. All right, finally, we're starting to work with shit. And in here, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just generating shit, I suppose. The way I work is actually, what if I just generate it in the output? What if I just do that? And yeah, so I do that into the channel. So the thing we want to do is that, and we just do that for each channel apparently. I see. So we just do that for each channel. Okay, so it's that. Okay, so now let's see if it's going to work. It is incorrect, but it is producing sounds constantly, which is good. Right, so because we're not like properly measuring time and everything, so it basically generates like a bunch of samples on each process which are not properly connected with each other, and that's why there's this buzzing noise. Right, so it's not properly connected, so that's why. But that's fine, at least we have something finally. Current frame seems to be the offset from the sample. This is actually kind of cool, so maybe this is what we have to do. Right. A current frame. We can pass current frame there, so sample rate. Since we kind of have globals in here, we don't really have to pass them anywhere. Right, so this is what we can do. So Fox sample rate, Fox sample rate. So it's only here that is going to complain. Right, so let's try to refresh that one more time. And you can't hear that yet, but now you can. Right. So cool. That also means that we can now do something like this. Current frame plus I, and that should smooth everything out, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. Fuck you who designed this API. Fuck you. And I see you tomorrow. Thank you for designing it so I can use a proper audio API in a browser. Fuck you and thank you. That's everything I have to say to whoever designed this API. Thank you and fuck you. I'm joking, by the way. Software development is hard. Don't get me wrong. Software development is hard. I understand that. All right, so it's cool. So we can actually work with all of that. So yeah, how can we now pass some information into this thing? Well, I mean, we don't have to pass any information. We can now port this entire shit into WebAssembly. That's what we can do, my friend. That's what we can do. We can port this entire shit to WebAssembly. So specifically, we probably want to port generate tone function. So we are generating semitones, right? So let's port this entire section to WebAssembly. I think it's going to be interesting to do that. right? Okay, so we're gonna create synth C3. Right, we're doing WebAssembly, C3 by the way, with WebAssembly and shit, because I think it's doable within the stream. Right, so, and once we have that thing in WebAssembly, the research is gonna be kind of complete. Because if we store all of these samples within WebAssembly module and keep track of them and stuff like that, yeah, so essentially we solved the problem. The only kind of a problem that I have in here is that it's kind of unclear if this thing is going to be in separate module. How exactly we're going to pass information to the sound module? How exactly do we pass information to the sound module? So there should be a way to do that. It's round. You misunderstood my question. Right. So how do I tell something to that module? That's a very interesting question. Bomb param1. It's through parameters. I don't want to be using parameters. So the worklets. Yeah. So how do you get information, any kind of information, into the worklet? Through mess. Ah, this is a separate worker, right? They are in a separate worker, so that means you can send messages. Oh my god. Ooh. Via port, yeah, there's a port there. I remember. So what's up with port? Message port. So this is a API, represents one of the message channels. I see. I fucking see how it works. So, oh my god. Oh, this shit gave me hemorrhoids. Holy shit. Can I? Okay, so color, change color. Background chooser. Alright, set as default. I think that's a good one. Alright. I hate the architecture that I have to create just to play some sound in a sane way. Just a second. I can't properly map. Yeah, so here's the interesting thing. If you have a tablet, right, and you have two monitors, the entirety of the tablet is actually mapped on both of the monitors simultaneously, right? So I move from left part to the right part, and I'm actually on the second monitor right now. So it's kind of annoying. Because of that, by the way, I have a special script that kind of fixes that in my dot files. Just a second. So there's a dot files bin and it's a map Wacom, right? So what it does, it just maps the output of the Wacom to the first monitor, which is like a, 180p, the main one that I have in here. Right, so, and what I have to do, I have to periodically like call this mapping script, and it actually maps everything properly. In fact, mapping can basically break at any point for whatever freaking reason, and because of that, I think in i3 I have a special key in here, so I can basically call that script and remap it. I think the problem here is that it's not in my .bin folder or whatever the fuck. Yeah, it's not in my .bin folder because it was not deployed properly. And it was not deployed properly because I commented, I commented it out because I forgot that I needed this script. Right, so let me redeploy that super quick. Okay, so the script was successfully deployed. As you can see, it's deployed in my home folder, so now I can actually use it. Right, so just Xorg thing, yeah. So there's no such problem in Wayland. I don't believe that. Wayland is one huge problem. So you won't debate me. All right. So essentially, we have something like index, maybe even darker. Is that this is a Bad background. I hate this background. Is there something even darker? Black background. Okay. So that means I can at least do something like this. Okay, this is perfect, actually. All right, so we have an index MTS. Right, so the index MTS. And it actually calls to the main sort of game, right? So the main sort of game Wasm. Right, the game is written in Wasm. So this is basic architecture that we have. Then we have a separate processor, separate audio worklet for working with sounds, right? So it's like a sound .mts, but because you want performance while you're working with sound, we also have a sound .wasm, right? .wasm, and this thing calls to that. And the index MTS actually calls to that. Right, so these two things are both going to be written in the same language, right? So that means they come from game C3, and this one comes from sound C3. So we have two modules, two separate modules, both of which we compile to Wasm, which are called by the corresponding JavaScript or TypeScript stuff and stuff like that. Doesn't really matter. Because of how fucking browsers work, these things are completely separated from each other. They don't share any address space or anything like that. C3 is a successor to C. It's a programming language. So if you want to know what is C3, you may look it up in here. Yeah, this one. So we're doing native development in this language. We're doing native development in this language. Right, so they can't share anything. So that means if the game wants to play a sound, it cannot directly ask this thing, because this thing effectively runs not only in a separate thread, it runs in a separate fucking process, or in our case, in a separate worker. So what the game has to do to initiate playing a sound, it has to basically call to JavaScript. You can call from Wasm to JavaScript directly. So this thing, while being called, should send a message to the worker, right? It sends the message to the worker, and the worker, upon receiving the message, should call the Wasm function that schedules the sample that you want to play, and then while process callback is called, it slowly plays that sample. But here is an interesting thing. This is the architecture, the future architecture of the game that we're going to want to have, right? So that's the thing. Okay, but what if it's the game that actually inside stores all of the sound binary sounds? So looking at the architecture, it would make sense, right? It would make sense that you bake all of the sound data, all of the sound assets into the sound.wasm, right? But that means the game should actually only know the indices of these samples that are baked into sound Wasm, and only send the indices that it wants to schedule. But at the same time, like, I want this thing to be dynamic, right? So I want this thing to be like written once and just generic enough so it doesn't care about what kind of sounds it's playing, right? I want to keep the binary data within the game, and then be able to say, okay, so here's the binary data, plan that binary data to play it in here. So essentially what we have to develop in here, we have to develop a like sort of sound API where the game calls a function in index MTS and gives it the binary data and says, okay, register this binary data as sound. It registers it as a sound, effectively sending that binary data to sound MTS and to sound Wasm and stuff like that. So it then stores it and remembers, okay, that's this sample, right? And then it returns an ID, and that's ID by which you are basically referring to that sample. And only then, while after game has registered the sound, it can send these associated IDs of that sound, so then they can be scheduled and played by that module. It's almost like web encourages you to do this kind of shit. Like you have no choice by designing this kind of shit. If you feel adventurous, you could hack C3 compiler to emit multi-threaded game Wasm that runs. Can you do multi-threading in Wasm already? Is that possible in Wasm already, or is it just experimental? Like, I'm not using experimental features. Is it experimental, or is it like a real thing? I don't know if game dev is complex these days. It's probably due to the GPU, like APIs. Let me check. Okay, I see. WebAssembly. I'm not waiting while you're checking. WebAssembly, multi-threading. Multi-thread. Oh, by the way. Anyways. So it's in all browsers, I see. Honestly, it would be kind of interesting to do a separate stream on multi-threading in Wasm. Okay, I'm not going to touch multi-threading in Wasm because I know nothing about it. We're going to have a separate stream on that. Right, just exploring multi-threading in Wasm. Yeah. In any case, so let's go ahead and finish off with generating the sound actually on C3 side. Let's go ahead and do that. So how we're going to be approaching that? So synth C3. So let me maybe create a function. So fn void generate generate tone, semitone, right? So this is what it's called, semitone. So I suppose it's going to accept float, right? So this is samples, and also is going to accept samples size, and yeah, also sample rate. Yeah, so it also needs the sample rate. This is kind of important because it's global in here, but you have to pass it there as well. So you size current frame. So samples length. You know what? Samples is a little bit confusing. Let's actually call it something like output. Output size, current frame, right? Sample rate. And what else do we have in here? And it's a semitone, which is also usize, right? That's basically what we have in here. We're going to say that it's going to be external function, right? So because we're exporting it out of the Wasm, and we mark it as Wasm. I don't really know why exactly you have to do that in C3, but that's something that you have to do. So since it's a semitone, well, I mean, let's also just create a generate tone. Generate tone. It's pretty much the same thing, except, well, I mean, this is not how we do that, by the way. This is how it has to be done. Oh. So, and this one is actually float hz. Right, this is a float hz. Now, what I do in here, I just call. Let's call it generate hz. I keep confusing myself actually, but nhz in here is simply that. Right. Interestingly, so there's probably a POW in the math library of C3. So let's actually import stdmath. So that's pretty good. We're not going to be expert in this one. We're going to be only expert in semitone. And let's just grab this entire stuff like this. Let's just grab it. Okay. So this, what we're doing here, we're iterating output size. So this is output size. So then we're generating t, and it has to be float. So here is the usize plus usize plus divided by rate, but in that case we want to actually end up with a floating point, so I'm going to cast this one to floating point. All right, so in here we have a cosine. Right, so we're gonna grab it from the math library. This one we're also gonna grab it from the math library. So all of that is gonna end up being kind of double, but we want to specifically work with floats. So I suppose let's actually do that in double and then convert it to float. Right, so all of that stuff is gonna end up being float. And this is actually output. All right, so that's what we have in here. That's what we have in here. Alrighty, so looks good, looks Gucci, looks Atamaguchi. If mass cosine needs to be executed from the back and forth, overhead may massively slow everything down. I think C3 has its own implementation of cosine, if I'm not mistaken. The last time I kind of checked, it had something. Right, just a sec. Grep rn. Yeah. Oh, look at that! It has a built-in cosine. Wait. Doesn't that mean that it uses the... Fuck. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. What we want to do, we want to actually try to compile this into a thing. Okay, so let's create a makefile, and in here I want to just do synth Wasm, and it depends on synth C3. So let me go to coil build.js, compile, run. So how we are building this entire shit. So first of all, we're not relocating any memory. C3 C compile. Target is Wasm. Wasm. All right, so then we do a bunch of optimizations, no stuff, no whatever. Let's remove that and also do that. So I'm just basically reviewing the flags. Trustful, we don't really need trustful, so that's whatever. Synth, this is the output. So we export in the tables. Right, so export in the tables. And replace this, and just the synth C3. Right, so that should create a Wasm module if we did everything correctly. Okay, current frame. It doesn't like current frame because I forgot to rename that current frame. Right, are you ready? All right. So double, yeah, okay, cannot be explicitly converted to float or whatever. So let me see. Let's explicitly say that this is F and this is F as well. Right, this is floats in a compound. And that produced the Wasm module. That's how simple it is to do Wasm development in C3. Just a single Wasm module. Look at that. Look at fucking that. Look at fucking that. Look at fucking that. All right, so one of the things I want to do actually in here is since what? I want to take a look at the internal stuff in what. So it's going to depend on Wasm. Wasm to what? Wasm to what? Wasm to what? Wasm to what? And let's go. All right, so let's recompile this entire thing. Now let's take a look at what and see what it wants and what it exports. Fuck you. Okay. Anyways, that's besides the point, right? It doesn't have to be super fast, it has to work, right? So we can try to optimize it a little bit later. So what it exports memory and generates semiton, right? So that's fine. Most importantly, it also generates initialize, right? So this is the function that we have to call, right? So because it initializes the runtime. I'm more concerned about pow is if too. We can get rid of the power, honestly. Okay. So I agree with that, honestly. I kind of agree with that. So let's go ahead and just get rid of this scheiße. Let's get rid of this scheiße. We can pre-calculate. Why are we calculating it with pow? I can just simply do something like float hz 440 f. It's just for each usize semitone plus I hz, by the way. That's a good point, honestly. That's a good point. We can dramatically simplify this entire shit. It doesn't have to be that complicated. Okay, so we only depend on cosine. And we can even get rid of the cosine as well. Alright, so just like not that big of a deal. Right. In terms of experts, we have that. So I want to start maybe with a kind of a slightly different thing. So let me create test.js. All right, so I'm gonna start with node. I think it's gonna be a little bit easier. So require. Oh, and yeah, you will have to fetch it. Yeah, so that's kind of annoying, but whatever. So require. So fs read file sync, and what we're doing, we're just reading synth Wasm, and we can console log it super quick. Node test.js. Okay, so here's the bytes. But then we can do Wasm assembly instantiate, right? And so it's actually asynchronous, right? So we want to do something like await const Wasm, like so. And let's do console logger, like so. Async. And let's just call this test. Okay, so it's complaining probably about the lack of cosine. Yeah, wait. WebAssembly. Was you didn't see that. All right, so error. Yeah, so we need to have an environment. Right, so environment. So it's going to complain about the lack of cosine. Yeah, there we go. So it complains about the lack of cosine. For now, we can just do cosine, math cosine, whatever, it's fine. It's fine. So then instance experts. All right, so here are all of our experts that we have in here. All right, initialize and whatnot. And I suppose the first thing we want to do, we want to call initialize, because it calls all of the constructors, all of the initializers and stuff like that. It's kind of important. If you start calling functions into C3 without calling this stuff, you're going to be calling into an initialized state, so everything's going to be broken. Right? It's very important to call this thing first. Right, so we have an initialize module and everything. So we can basically start working with that. The question is, how do we put that shit into, man, how do we put that into, because it's asynchronous, isn't it? Yeah, that's bizarre. All right. So since MTS, I suppose we can create a constructor. All right, okay, so let's imagine that we're gonna create a constructor, sure. So it complains about something in here. Constructor, oh yeah, I have a little problem. Just a sec. For the right, must contain supercall, a supercall. Okay, so that's what you want. All right, can I have asynchronous constructors? Is that a thing? Fuck you. All right, so I suppose, chat, I suppose. So you could register the worklet after the Wasm is law. Yeah, I suppose what I have to do in here, and I fucking hate, by the way, but it feels like I have to load Wasm in a main thread. So you could register worklet after the Wasm is, yeah. So I feel like it has to be main in the main thread. And then passed to the worklet. So here it has to be fetched, by the way, right? I think it's instantiate. Is it instantiated? I think it's streaming. Yeah, it has to be streaming. Specifically, if we do that in browser, it has to be like that. Okay. I don't see how you could path it, but worth a shot. Honestly, I can do that completely outside. Okay, let me see. That's a good point. Ah, I think I know how to do that. Oh, it makes sense. Yeah, it totally makes sense. Chat, it totally makes sense. Everything's fine. So, just a sec. Let, or maybe even undefined, doesn't matter. So, fuck all of that. So, I wonder if is the register processor asynchronous or not. Right, so in here, we essentially just do that. We initialize everything and then register processor. Okay, web audio API. Use get and register doesn't seem to be. Is there any? Okay, so here's the global scope. This is very useful. Register processor. Does it return anything? None. Okay, but that's fine, I suppose. Right. So I just wanted to make sure that it doesn't return anything. Okay. When I'm registering the thing, yeah, it's already asynchronous. Look at that. It's already asynchronous. So I suspect it's gonna wait until this thing is also, awaited and stuff like that. This is my hypothesis, but I'm not 100% sure. So it complains about something in here. Declaration of statement is expected. Okay. Yeah, there we go. So this is my hypothesis. And so that means you can safely now use Wasm in here. I think you can. We can even test that out. So I can just do console log, maybe even throw new error, Wasm instance experts, like so. That actually makes sense. That, and ironically, makes sense. Right, I'm gonna remove all of that stuff because it's already got ported into Wasm. So I don't care about the errors anymore, right? So it's just like a waste of time to focus on them. Right, and all of that stuff is also gonna go away for now. All right, so I guess that's how we do that. I think this is how we do that. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's go. So, unknown audio name synth. It didn't await. It didn't fucking await properly. And then I think and then is not gonna help. I feel like then is literally not gonna help because it's not what is happening in here. I think it is not going to help. Alright. So did you recompile everything? Alright, let's go. Yeah, it's not about that. It is not about that. Damn, that sucks. I think I understand what is going on. But I have no idea how to resolve that. So about fetch not being defined. Fetch is not... You can't fetch from the worker? Wait, maybe you have to await in here, this thing? Do you have to await this stuff? I think it just accept... Okay, so it has to be promised, but this thing can be promise-like, so that's fine. Wait. You can't have fetch in worker. Fucking modern web, I swear to God. What's the answer though? Can you do fetch in the web worker or not? Performance is one. I don't care. Is it simple? Can I access DOM? Don't have access to DOM. Okay, so that's the one. Can. Do you speak about fetch? Anything interesting? So I'm going to present and how you can run fetch in the web worker and why you want to do that. Right. So even though you will most likely not see performance benefit of running, but this is useless article. It just like goes around about nothing. So people are talking about self, but I don't think self is going to help in here. Yeah. All right. Features in the window and window. Okay, I see. That explains it. Finally, somebody who understands the matter. Yeah. So that means it has to be fetched in the index. All right. So again, why am I thinking about all of that shit? I should be thinking about samples and math and stuff like that. Anyways, can we pass a message? So can we pass Wasm instance with a message? Right. So because there's a port, and how do you send things to, you know, to a web worker? Okay. So I have synth node. So that's one thing I have. Port. Okay, it does have port. Ah, so probably through this port. Right, I'm probably sending shit through this port. Okay. So read-only property of the interface returns the system can be used to communicate between the node and its associated audio. Okay, that's very cool. I see, I see. So what can we do in here? Can I send? I don't want to start shit. I just want to send. Okay, so message. Post message. Okay, so it's a post message, and post message also accepts array of trans. Okay, so it accepts message simply. All right, so I can just do something like kind Wasm, right? It's cousin Wasm, and Wasm is Wasm. All right, so that's what we can do. And then in the synth processor, I suppose in the constructor, this is what we have to do in constructor. So this is super. Then I just do this port on message. So it accepts two things. It accepts also message event, but it's also this, right? So that means I can do something like this stuff. So message event, and it contains the data. What I want to do is probably data and also Wasm data. So then I can use that. So essentially, while Wasm is undefined, we don't do anything. So I don't remember what is Boolean. I suppose it's maybe error or something like that, but yeah. So that's probably how we want to do that. But it's not even that, right? So it's not even that, because data is like an object, right? So it's an object, so we have to be really careful how we post and send all of that stuff. All right, so yeah, so let's actually see what is going to happen. Unknown audio worklet synth. What did I do wrong? So I broke something. Synth MGS. Did it not recompile properly or what? It's totally fine. Did you remove a wait? I think I did. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Instance object cannot be. Cannot be cloned. Fucking okay. Example in the chat. People shilling their projects and stuff. Okay. Let me see. What is this? Worklet. Are you fucking? Oh my fucking goodness! You literally instantiate. Oh, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. Example is good, don't get me wrong. Thank you so much. This is actually very smart and I really appreciate you for showing me that. Thank you very much. But the fact that you have to do it like that. Holy fucking shit. And people work at the web and see no fucking problem with that. So again, my reaction is not targeted to you, the author of that example. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping me. Thank you so much for conveying the idea. My reaction is toward web and toward JavaScript. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. It's a crime against humanity. Holy fucking shit. Anyways, I see. So basically your idea is you literally sending bytes to a different worker and let me actually grab your example. Right, and I'm gonna actually put it in the description. Right, so it's a good example. It's a good example. All right. It's disgusting. Holy shit. Node.js, no problem. Yeah, exactly. Interesting though. Interesting. All right, so let me see how you send the data. Right, so so you literally sending bytes, but can you send promise in there? Yeah. So you basically do instantiation, but yeah, worklet processor and index HTML. So how you're registering it? So when you post bytecode, you just take array buffer. I see. You just fetch it, you take array buffer, and you literally send it there. I see. Cool. I suppose this is what we have to do as well. I'm tired of ranting today, honestly. I have no juice to rant anymore. I'm just trying to do a thing that is relatively straightforward in system development, right? In native system development, it's not easy. It's a little bit complicated, yeah. So you have to deal a little bit with the bullshit of the sound APIs of the operating system. It's understandable, but it's not on that level. Where is that bad that it's not even funny? Exactly, it's not even funny. I'm trying to give it ironic spin, but I can't do that. It's just bad. Right. Where are all of the adults? Where they are? Where are they? It's just like, who's responsible for this? It's somebody has to be responsible for this kind of thing. Like, this is a huge mess. Who's gonna clean up this entire mess? Man. I'm still surprised that this is the most popular language. This is because of the power of the distribution capabilities of the web. Right. The fact that if you write a script in JavaScript, you can very easily distribute it pretty much on any computer on planet Earth, almost instantly. This is such a fucking powerful thing that even such a shitty language as JavaScript cannot ruin that and cannot kill that. So in fact, because of how good web is at distribution, you can make JavaScript infinitely shitty. It can just straight up go to infinity, I think. But maybe there is some point, some tipping point after which it is actually easier to do more complex distribution than doing web development like at all. Maybe there is some tipping point somewhere, but I'm not sure actually. I have a hypothesis that there is such point. But we haven't seen it so far, honestly. I haven't seen so far a situation when people said, yeah, distribution ability of web is great, but the platform is so fucking shit that we're willing to do more complex distribution and it's actually worth it. I've never seen that situation before. Because of that, I doubt that that point exists even. So, except game engine devs. Exactly. So you're probably guys talking about something else, but game development. Games usually distributed through different means. So, and game distributions are already kind of solved by Steam. So I don't know. I suppose the way to kill web is to create a better distribution, actually. You can't kill web by making a better language because it's not about the language. You can kill on the web by making a better distribution. So Wasm tries to improve the distribution. Wasm is a virtual machine. It does nothing to the distribution. It's a payload of the distribution. It has nothing to do with distribution. So the distribution has to be some sort of a package manager or something, or just like. But what's interesting is that the package managers are usually used as power tools of the creators of the platforms, right? So you think Microsoft will allow you to have like very powerful distribution on their platform? Well, I mean, it does kinda because of Steam, but this is because how powerful Steam is. They cannot just ignore that, right? You can't create another Steam because nobody will fucking let you do that, unless you are powerful enough to push it. So yeah. Interesting. But anyway, so let's actually try to do all of that stuff. So I want to get to the point where the sound, the 440 Hertz, is generated in Wasm module. I want to get to this point on today's stream. I think this is very much important, right? So to be able to get to that point. Anyways, so let's quickly try to do that. So let me move, it's already moved in there, right? So here's the fetch, and this is going to be a response. So we're awaiting, and in a response, you can take array buffer, and array buffer also returns the promise, right? So that means this is basically bytecode. Right, I will also await this entire thing. In all honesty, I would like to, so MTS. By the way, who gave that example? So, okay. So is that you? You are the author of this example, right? So, because I don't know who's the author of that. Maybe you just copy pasted. So who's the author of the example that suggested? Okay, I would just want to give VIP. I don't know whom I should give VIP. I guess I'm not going to give VIP. All right. So let me see. So this is the data, right? So and on message, I want to do the following thing. No 1 inch. Oh, okay. So I see. Okay, we need to do the instantiation. So let's move the entire instantiation in here. So bytecode, we just do that. We connect to this entire thing and kind Wasm, and this one is gonna be bytecode. Bytecode. Might as well maybe just do bytecode. Look at that. All right, that's pretty cool. Oh boy, so it doesn't like me awaiting in here because await has no effect on this expression. Really? Because it's a function. Yeah, let's go. Okay, that's pretty cool. So, and in here, in the synth, when we receive the event, for now I just want to log the data because I want to see what is going on there exactly. All right, so I just want to see what's going on there exactly. And let me try. Let's go. This part of the message is not a function. That is not true. What? On message equal. Ah, fuck. I'm an idiot. I'm already getting tired, so as you can see. Right, so it is what it is, and it isn't what it isn't. Oh, wait, it worked. Holy shit, it worked. Holy fucking shit, it worked. Holy fuck. Oof. Alright. So we can finally instantiate this entire thing. Alright, so let's instantiate it. So environment data, and this is basically bytecode, right? So this is the bytecode. We can even do something like whatever. So then we initialize this entire thing, and I want to just take a look at Wasm. In fact, I want to reassign Wasm in here. So this one obviously has to be async. And yep, let's go. Environment is not defined. Understandable. Look at that. Got the thing. We got the Wasm module in a worker. Fuck. That's not enough, my friend. That's not enough. We have to allocate actually a little bit of data, right? Because the Wasm can only generate shit within the Wasm memory, right? And that's a huge problem, right? Because you need to allocate a little bit of a memory, generate it there, and then essentially copy it into the outputs and stuff like that. Luckily, I already know how to do that because this is exactly what I did many times in Coil, right? So essentially the trick that we already have, we're using temporary allocator. We introduce a special function, which is, I think I'm going to steal that from Coil. So in Coil, in common C3, we have allocate temporary buffer. So, and essentially, we're just exposing tcalloc, right? So then JavaScript can allocate temporary memory. It can allocate temporary memory. So we're exposing that. And then there's also a function that resets temporary allocator maybe on each generation or something like that. We can also expose, you know, cleaning up temporary memory. So it's actually not that difficult to expose. All right, so this is what we want to put in here. So I suppose we don't have to do anything particularly special in there. So the JavaScript just have to provide the size in bytes. All right, and it will get a pointer within WebAssembly memory in which it can write and read and do some stuff and pass the pointer to that memory to WebAssembly stuff. Memory management in JavaScript, exactly. Memory management in JavaScript. So, yeah. How can we even do that? Right, if this thing does exist, so we generate semitone for each channel. Okay, so this is that. We have to copy stuff to, you know, float array or something. Okay, so I want to have a function copy float 32 array to Wasm. Right, so this is what we're gonna accept in here. So this is just you know, array, maybe just array float 32 array. So we don't really even have to copy it. It's complicated. So the channel, I'm thinking how I want to approach that. Instance experts allocate, please allocate temporary buffer. All right, we have channel length, right? So here's the channel length, and we have something like float 32 size, maybe size of float 32, which is going to be simply 4. Right, so we have that. All right. So, and this is essentially Wasm output. Right, this is the Wasm output. Cool. Then we call to this function Wasm instance experts. This. Let's call it maybe output pointer. Output pointer. Output size. So output size is the amount of these things. It's actually channel length, right? So that's what it is. So then we have current frame, sample rate, and semitone. The semitone we're generating is actually 0, right? So that's how we do that. So now like everything is actually located in here. So what we have to do, we have to construct new float 32 array out of Wasm instance experts memory buffer, starting from output PTR and the amount of things we have in there, right, in terms of size, right? So it also has byte offset. So we already provided byte offset, and then the length is the channel length, right? So this is what we have in here, and effectively what we have to do, we have to take the channel and set this entire thing. So that will effectively copy the entirety of the array there. That's how you have to do that. Welcome to WebAssembly. So yeah, after that, we have to reset the memory effectively, right? So we have to reset the memory. But how can we even do that? That's a good question. So I suppose the way we do that is we have a function like a reset temp memory. But it's a little bit complicated. So usually you reset the memory the following way. Temp mark. So yeah, there we go. So you have a temporary mark which you acquire at the beginning of execution. Temp mark. So yeah, essentially you take the temporary allocator and this is the temporary mark. And when you reset it to that specific mark. So what I'm thinking is that I think I'm going to have a function that literally gives you temporary mark. Synth C3. So use size temp mark. We're going to just return that. I'm just going to return that and extern. All right, so this is going to be Wasm. And then we can say reset temp mark. We just accept the mark in here. Oh, hi, Mark. And this is going to be Wasm. And how do we even reset? So just a temp reset like this. So at the beginning here, we do mark wasm instance exports temp mark, and then reset temp mark like so. There we go. So that's basically how it works. So you just acquire the current state of the temporary allocator, you save it, you do some shit that allocates some memory, and then you reset back to this syntax stuff. That's how it is done. Right. That's how it's done. It is what it is, right? So, but it's a relatively fast way of allocating, deallocating memory and stuff like that. So I've been doing this kind of stuff in Coil all the time. It works fine. Works fine. Trust me, bruv. And I think that's basically it, honestly. I think that's basically it. So since we can't really type check properly any of that stuff, so I'm basically falling back to a dynamic language at this point. So I don't freaking know. Anyway, so let me actually bring this stuff down a little bit, and I think we can start doing shit. Okay. So we did a click. Honestly, actually, first thing I want to do, I want to save it, wasm 0, and only then assign wasm to that. Okay, did I forget to do something, chat? Do you have to start synth node play? Does anybody remember if you have to do anything? I need to double check. Yes, you have to start. Yeah, we already did so many modifications. Yeah, that it doesn't really work like anymore. Okay, so here's that. So just connect it, but it doesn't recompile. Yeah, recompile wasn't. We probably need to recompile. Thank you so much. Almost forgot. Yeah, so there's a problem here. So temp mark. All right, everything seems to be working. Also, this thing is recompiling constantly, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's close some of this shit. Oh boy, the Wasm is outdated, yeah. Nothing happened. Nothing happened, so I don't even know. Let me see. So I don't know. We need to check if we ever get to this point. Let's do something like throw new error. So do we get to this point anywhere? No. Temp mark is not a function. Okay, I see some errors. I think I'm just a little bit tired, I'm sorry. So temp mark. I never exported any of them. Okay, so that's understandable. So everything's fine, we can... No, I actually exported. Okay, let's take a look at the what. Export temp mark, reset temp mark. Okay, so I made some oopsie doopsies. Temp mark. Okay. I'm confused. Is not a function. Cache this time? I doubt that. Ooh, okay, so let's take a look at the Wasm. Console log Wasm instance exports. Let's take a look at that. All right. Memory. Yeah, that's bizarre. What the hell is that? This is... What am I looking at? This is insane. Like... Oh, is that okay? So it's probably just Firefox being Firefox. All right. Nothing really works. So error for each. What does it say? Error 0. Outputs 0. Yeah, Firefox is Firefox. Something, I think it's doing something incorrectly in here. I think that's what's going on. So maybe, okay, so here's that. I take array buffer. I initialize the context and stuff like that. Add the module, and then I send Wasm in there. Different than Chrome, yeah, actually. And ironically. Mark, oh, it's a mark 0, okay. Okay. The problem is that I'm tired already. So that's a huge problem, because reset memory now is not a function. Okay, so that's understandable. But not really. Maybe memory I don't understand. What are you talking about? It has nothing to do with memory. This one, it's literally the same name. Literally the same name. Literally the same name. There's no reset temporary mark. What are you guys talking about? Here it is. 2 lines above, 2 lines above what? 2 lines above what? It exists. Memory. What memory? Okay. I'm an idiot. Okay, again, I'm tired already. Cut me some slack. Cut me some slack. Fucking yes. It's generated in Wasm. It's fucking generated in Wasm, I'm telling you. Right. So we can even prove that it generates in Wasm. I'm going to synth C3. Right, so, and then I suppose I'm rising the semitone. So I'm gonna add plus 10, maybe plus 11 to the semitone within C3, within WebAssembly. Right, so I'm recompiling the whole thing. And I'm going to localhost, and it's now higher. So we are in fact generating this entire shit in WebAssembly. This is the crappiest API I've ever had a pleasure working with. This is just the worst. Like, I think low-level, like Linux kernel driver infrastructure is not as convoluted as this. This is straight up insanity. This is straight up insanity. Like, and it doesn't even do anything that is impossible to do without all of that web crap. I can do all of that shit very easily if you just the fucking browser. The only thing this thing provides is just a distribution. It just happened that all of that crapware is already installed on user machine, and only that's why we keep using that shitty fucking API. So yeah, that's everything I have to say about this entire API. It's funny how every time I do, like, actual web technology stream, it ends up being a huge stream and a huge waste of time. It is fucking insane. Like, and like again, I didn't do something I could have not done without web and without browser. Actually, I've done less, right? If I just strip off this crapware, I could have done much more. So fucking bad. It's insane, bro. It's fucking insane. So most of the problem with the API is that JS is a single threaded, so we need tons of workaround. Yeah. It's just fucking disgusting, mates. Okay, so I got the gist. So this is basically a prototype of the architecture. It's not even full prototype of the architecture, by the way. We didn't develop an example where from other Wasm module, right, from other Wasm module, from game C3, I send out the information to index.mts that posts a message to this thing and then goes into the sound and does something. Like, we haven't developed that kind of thing. Right. So this is like an entire fucking framework to do something that could have been done easily without the fucking browser. It's just like, it's freaking insane. It's not even JS, it's the whole platform would be as bad with any other language. Probably. So yeah, you still need a way to control that. And imagine the latency, right? So some event happened in the game. So information about that event have to go through so many goddamn fucking layers just to get there. It's like, what the fuck? It's just insanity. But there's something for multi-threading in Wasm, right? So there's something for multi-threading in Wasm that we probably need to explore. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. So it's kind of interesting. Don't you know about this topic, but could you make your own better web API? We already discussed that. It's not about API, it's not about JavaScript, it's not about any of this shit. It's about the availability of the platform. Right. So the platform is so available, so readily available, that the developers of this platform can treat their users as shit for as long as they want. So the developers of the browsers, the developers of JavaScript, the developers of the frameworks can literally just shit a diarrhea beam on the users of the platforms and say, what you gonna do? You're gonna switch to a different fucking platform? You're gonna develop natively? In the native, you don't have such a good distribution. Fuck you. And that's why it doesn't even matter. Like, can you make better web API? You can't, because it's not about web API. It's about who first managed to put the piece of software on everyone's computer that they control. So it's about demarcating the territory. It's about that. It's not about better, worse. It's just like the tech market does not work. It's not a competition of quality. You guys don't fucking understand. It's not a competition of quality. It's a competition of power. Right. So every time you criticize all of this shitty API, all of these smug motherfuckers coming, oh, how about you make a better web API? Oh, got him! Fucking got him! Ratio. But the reality is, it's not a competition of quality. You can make a better API. Nobody fucking gives a shit. It's a competition of power. It's a competition of distribution. It's a competition of who controls the platform. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter, motherfuckers. It doesn't fucking matter. So it's goddamn insane. Yeah. Anyways, so we tried this thing around, and I think it's for the most part, manageable, I guess. Right. So this prototype kind of proves that it is possible. I would like to do more experiments with it. But I think I already spent too much time working on this thing. So I guess it's time for me to go. It's time for me to go. At some point, well, I'll have to integrate that into the game. Right. And we'll see how it will go. All right. So that was a good stream. Thanks everyone who's watching right now. I really appreciate it. Have a good one, and I see you all on the next recreation programming session with Ahu Amista Azul. It's me. I love you. Mwah.